after what was ultimately quite a good WrestleMania. We got to admit, WrestleMania 38 was big, it was good, it was fun. We're back with the Raw after WrestleMania. One of the best nights of the year, exciting stuff. We got game changers, we got debuts, we got all of that shenanigans to come because Raw after WrestleMania is always a good time. Always a good time. Hello everyone, I hope you're well, hope you're good. Scott, good to see you. Josh, good to see you. I hope you're both well. I'm hoping for pure vibes as well. Scott hit him with the, if you smell what the Welsh is cooking, I'll tell you what it was. It's a hot chocolate. Love that. As we can see, Danny is back. He hasn't changed yet. He's still living on the high of Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. He's not changed out of his Finn Balor shirt. Should wear it on Friday, really. But he's here. He's happy. He's good. Some big segments coming up today. We don't know a lot about what's going to happen tonight on Raw, as is usually customary for WWE. They tend to hold all this stuff to the last possible second. But the three segments we do know about, first off, Cody Rhodes makes his return to WWE. Of course, he came back against Seth Rollins on WrestleMania Saturday. He'll talk for the first time. Here's my bet. He'll talk and then get interrupted by someone he's going to face soon. Next up, we have the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns addressing Raw. He'll probably come out. He'll ask us to acknowledge him. All of that nonsense. That's going to be a thing. Interested in that to see where we're going with the titles now. Now they're unified. Are we getting one title across both brands? Are we getting some sort of vacancy on the WWE Championship to go onto the Raw brand? I don't know. We'll see what happens there. And finally, and perhaps in the biggest news, Veer finally comes to Raw. It's going to happen tonight. They've put it out there. It's happening. Whether or not that actually fully happens or not, we'll see. But it's big. It's big, ladies and gentlemen. Great send off. Great send off for the game last night. Yeah, listen. I was shocked he came out. Because obviously everything that's happened, I didn't even know if he was about. I didn't know what was going on with him. But it was good to see, and it's probably, no matter what you say about him, he's someone who has done literally everything he can with NXT and everything else. I mean, most of the roster, we went through it yesterday on stream. There was only like 4 people who had a match last night that hadn't gone through NXT at some point, and it was good to see him get his moment. Wasn't expecting it at all, but it was good to see. Last year's was hoping for an upswing. I agree with that. Well, look, we could have some NXT debuts tonight, potentially. You're looking at Tommaso Ciampa, you're looking at Braun Breaker, maybe, potentially. We could have Cody's bit's probably going to be pretty good. Roman, something's going to happen there. There's a lot of positives today, I agree. They don't always bang, but they usually bang. And hopefully, given the switch, look, if Braun Breaker debuts, then I think people will be happy. Do you know what I mean? He's one of, as much as the game changer, the change in NXT has moved on, that specifically would be a hype thing for most people, I think, as would Tommaso Ciampa. And we'll see what happens with Cody. I'm intrigued. I said this yesterday. I feel like there's zero chance he wasn't at least promised to be in the title picture, right? I don't think there's any chance he would have switched if he wasn't promised that. And so, we're in a situation here where there's no longer a world champion on the brand. If it's just Roman on SmackDown or whatever, he's going to come out and talk about that. And then we have Cody. So there's an interesting dynamic here on what's going to happen there. And finally, we get the next stage in what happens with Roman Reigns. We've been going back and forth with this Brock Lesnar thing forever. And that's fine. I understand it. Have I enjoyed it? Sometimes not, whatever. But we finally get the next thing now. Brock is done. Brock is over. He is the champion with the word undisputed in front of it. That means we should move on to the next thing. And that's what I'm very much excited for. Any update on Cena? Not that I've seen, but I've not been on Twitter too much today. So I haven't really been seeing what's going on there. Hopefully, he's a good, I've enjoyed John Cena way more over the past, 4 or 5 years than I had way before that. And I don't know why. Something just clicked in my brain at one point and just started enjoying John Cena for being John Cena. I don't know why. We'll be underway in a couple of minutes. We'll just get an ad break, of course, live on BT Sport in the UK. So I'm going to be having a little gander at that. So I'll be slightly behind people, as per usual. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. What do we think? Who do we think? What's the bet? Because here's my thing with Cody. I think Well, either Cody or Roman are getting interrupted. I don't know who. I suspect it'll be Cody, because Cody's probably going to appear on Raw long term. If Cody gets interrupted by someone, who are we saying? My bet is... I started saying that before realizing I don't have a bet on that one. Who would I give it to? Who would be the guy to interrupt Cody? I'm trying to look at the Raw roster and just sort of vibing who it could be right now. Let's go Raw. Who be vibing? Who's bad? Austin Theory? Maybe. Screw it. I'm gonna say Austin Theory. I'm gonna back the beef. Edge. No, but he's got a new state. They can't. Who? Because it's got to be someone who Cody can beat, right? So it can't be Edge. Owens. I'm gonna go with Austin Theory. Who be saying? Who do you reckon? Seth to set up a rematch. That's a great shout, actually. That's a really strong shout. That's an incredibly strong shout. Yeah, I think we figured that one out, ladies and gentlemen. We can all move on with our lives. I think we figured that one out. Good, sorted that. No need to think about it any longer. Right, let me turn up Raw because I can see the WWE 2K advert playing. I expect Roman to open up the show as well. Can't not be Roman, right? There we go. Here we go. Raw after Mania. Big. In fact, start with Cody. Don't start with Roman. Leave Roman to the end of the first or second hour or something. Like, start with Cody. Start with something big and, 50-50 booking. Yeah, right. Yeah. Wait, the second you said it, my brain went, there's the answer. I can't act like it. I can't act like it isn't. Like, I feel like they could. The only reason I feel like it could be Theory is because then you can play off the Vince McMahon thing, like him coming back. You can have a little bit of, but you're 50-50. We're getting a recap of what happened over WrestleMania. It was a good Mania, actually. The more I think about it, the more I was like, enjoyable. The more I think about it, I'm like, that was an enjoyable Mania. I don't know where I'd put it in the pantheon of WrestleManias. I don't know where the tier, the ranking would be, but I thought it was pretty flipping good. A lot of enjoyable stuff. Some stuff that was like, yeah. And you never like to see someone get injured. Boogs getting injured is bad. But some decent stuff. I'm not over Johnny Knoxville. That match was the best thing. It just was the best. I can't act like it wasn't. I loved it so much. And I'm just going to keep watching it over and over again, probably. Yeah, I just feel like it could be a Vince feud, you know? You went and, like, they won't actively say you went up and set up an AEW, but that's the implication, right? Because they want to play on the idea of, like, getting a big name from AEW. Like, they want to play off that idea and try and put it in a position where it's like, you, like, AEW people who've left WWE to watch that product solely will now come back to this to see what Cody says. And if you have it be like a Vince McMahon thing, and the implication being about the idea of, you know, you went and set up AEW, I thought that's a thing. I don't know. Night 1 for Night 2? Yeah, me too. I would agree with that. I mean, because Night 1 had... Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Night 2 has... Yeah, because Night 1 had Bianca Belair versus Becky, it had Stone Cold, and it had Cody, which are the big three moments for me in that night. And then Night 2 has Knoxville. I mean, Pat McAfee was good, but, you know, it just was whatever, but it was good. Roman, that triple threat was pretty good. Yeah, no, I'd probably say I'd say Night 1 was a bigger deal. The wrestling has more than one royal family line being replayed, and the VT is more surprising the more I hear it. It's weird to hear it in this context, isn't it? I'm equally sure. Well, I'm not. The thing is, because obviously he has the rights to it, right? Because he was using it on the independence, he was doing everything else, so he has the rights to it. So in many ways, it shouldn't be surprising. But I'm not gonna lie, it's just kind of a bit wild to. It's kind of wild. I mean, I don't know what's wilder. Is that wilder, or is the Hardys using the Hardys theme in AEW wilder? I feel like the Hardys one is crazier to me, because like it just seems mad that WWE didn't have exclusive rights to that. Like I understand why, like I understand like how all that back stuff works. Like I have to deal with rights to songs all the time with video stuff, but yeah, that's just kind of mad. It's the Vince edict against the World Wrestling. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Him versus the idea of professional wrestling, you know? Still. I usually, if I don't have it, Liam, good to see you, by the way. If I don't have it, I usually go to watch wrestling. There's probably better links. I don't know if Josh and Scott have one. I'm watching it on BT legally. I'm in North London today. I'm not in North Idaho. But yeah, I usually go to watch wrestling. If I need one, that's usually where I'd head off. Hope you're well though, bro. Hope you're good. Are we gonna get an ad break? Are we gonna get an ad break before anything happens on the show? Because it's been 5 minutes so far. We're still getting what happened yesterday and Saturday. I'm a BT Sports too. Yeah, Liam, go to Watch Wrestling. The website, if you just type in Watch Wrestling onto Google, it's probably the top one that comes up. Just make sure you have, if you don't have a VPN, I would always recommend it, and make sure you have an ad blocker on as well, because just, you know, useful. Where does WrestleMania 38 sit amongst the best of all time? Scott, Josh, how do you feel about that? My vibe, I would put it up there. Not as like... '17's great. I think 1 deserves to be up there just for the vibes, even if the show's not incredible. It's vibes. 10, I really like. 20 is decent. 30 is excellent. 31, I'd put it top 10. I'd argue for top 10. At some point, I should rank them. At some point, I should do that just for my own vibes. Cody out first. Is that what's happening? Are we getting Cody first? Again, you lot will probably be ever so slightly ahead of me. It should be Cody first. That's my prediction. Oh, Luke, come on, let's go. Everyone wait. Luke says wait. Where are you watching? I'm watching on BT Sport, bro. I'm legal, but watch wrestling. I can. Oh, we do get Cody. Cody starts the show. Wrestling has one royal family. Blair's out. Adrenaline in my soul. Cody Rhodes. Oh, there's his head. I don't know whether or not... That's a solid suit, to be fair. I don't know whether or not they meant he cut out early and it stopped, or whether they just cut to him early. But there's a moment where you just see his head and the stage light here, and he's like... And then he starts to rise. That was beautiful. He's got his own little podium that he can rise from. I don't like the current Raw set. It's just not a thing. WrestleMania 21 for me. WrestleMania goes Hollywood. Yeah, that's decent. I was watching the old WrestleManias last week. I should have done it, you know. Yeah, my kingdom. Blah, 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 blah. I am my kingdom. Luke, I'm sending you a link. Bruv. Just if you have ad block and stuff installed. Oh, there goes all of the pyro. All of the pyro in the world. Glenn, good to see you back for 4 nights of WWE. Back-to-back nights, sorry. Yes, let's go. I'm here for it. Luke, I've sent you a link. Use ad block if you have it. 100%. And if you have a VPN, that is ideally as well. Liam, let me know if you need one. DM me on Twitter. DM me on Twitter. I assume we follow each other. I don't know if we do or we don't. I don't even know if you have to, but still. Cody is back. Oh, the screens are back, aren't they? Screens have returned. He does do good suits, does Cody. It's part of his shtick, but I do think he does have a good suit game, you know? He does a good suit game. Away. I had my freedom. Cody chants, fill the stadium. Or the arena, I should say. It's like when CM Punk came back. It's just him coming back and having a little talk. Vince does like his smartly dressed baby. He does. And Cody is very much that. If anything, Cody, since he left, has been the atypical Vince guy. Read into that what you will. Welcome back chance now. It's smart just to give Cody the mic. Cody, if he's proven a couple of things, but one of the things... Oh, you got a link. Okay, good, sweet. Do we follow each other on Twitter? I don't even know if you have a Twitter. I'm just saying it. One of his best things since leaving has been his ability on the mic. Just give him the mic, let him talk, let him feel it. I mean, he's obviously going to be a lot more constricted in terms of time, in terms of content, but it's probably the smartest thing to do, right? It's stuff like this we don't see enough. They're chanting his name, he comes up and he just pipes them up. Here we go. Cody talks for the first time. Oh my god, the cuts on his promo, my god. The cuts on his promo, man. Like, I noticed it during matches, but he's walking back and forth. It's like, cut. It's like, just pick an angle and just leave it. Leave it. It's weird hearing something so meta. He's talking about multi-year agreements and all that sort of stuff. It just feels so odd for WWE to be doing that. Like, that's almost the norm in AEW, right? Where you have people go from WWE to AEW. You have people come out and sort of talk about leaving and all that stuff. To hear him talking about the star who left them in the dust, the guy who signed a multi-year agreement, blah, blah, blah. It feels odd almost. He said if there was even a glimmer of trepidation, of doubt, the moment he raised up in front of 70-something thousand people, the doubt was gone. The full World Wrestling Entertainment, I don't know, Edith Burton, great shout. It's such so many weird things. Vince is a weird guy. Man often finds his destiny on the path he takes to avoid it, he says. He asks everyone to look at the Tron and out comes Dusty Rhodes. Well, obviously a picture of Dusty Rhodes. It's so weird hearing this voice on Raw. Yeah, I know. It's odd, isn't it? It's so odd. The whole thing is like seeing that tattoo on Raw. I'm still not used to seeing that tattoo at all. Ugh. 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 I'm going to do it one more time for good measure. Ugh. Here Predictants come out and join Cody. I think my bet was Austin Theory will come out and my bet is his first rival, first person who'll come out and interrupt him towards the end will be Austin Theory. I think what Josh said about it being Seth to set up a rematch is a very strong shout as well. I reckon it'll be Austin Theory to set up a like AEW versus WWE type thing. Vince coming out to sort of go after Cody a little bit. I reckon it'll be that, but I think the Seth shout was a great shout from Josh, to be honest. Said belt as well, he's going off. Yeah. He said the photo that's on the Titantron is the photo that was on his parents' mantelpiece until Dusty's last day. He said he asks his dad. He said, I didn't know you were champion like Hulk Hogan was. Dusty replied that he won the match, but because of the champion's advantage, he didn't take home the championship belt. Again, Cody's alluded to this over the last couple of days in doing promos and doing media stuff, talking about essentially that he's back to win the championship. He said since 8 years old, he knew what he needed to do. He was going to win the championship belt. Yeah, it doesn't feel scripted at all, Josh. You're bang on with that. Shout out MVP, by the way. MVP, the guy who almost single-handedly got Bobby Lashley over IMO recently. He said he might not be able to give that belt to Dusty Rhodes, but he can certainly put it round the waist of the American Nightmare. You're right, 100%, Josh. This doesn't feel scripted at all. And if it is, it's definitely done with Cody. This feels like a Cody AEW promo. Well, we'll see how it ends. It's not quite as good as some of his best there yet, but it certainly feels like... It certainly feels like that. Also, he's a face. He's getting "you can do it" chance. I mean, it's hard not to be a face when you talk about Dusty Rhodes being your dad and dying in front of everyone and all that stuff, but... He says, now the silence was broken. He stands before everyone already. The one thing that feels a bit... Oh, burn it down. There we go. Burn it down. Josh was right. One of the things that I don't dislike about it, I'm fine with it, but it's one of those things where second generation stars are always second generation stars. They are products of their parents. They are their parents' mark too. And I think, don't get me wrong, Cody coming back as the American Nightmare and Cody doing the American Nightmare name and everything else, like, it kind of puts you on a path to being the American Dream son, right? But this is a guy who was second generation the entire time he was here. The first time, then he was almost second generation to Goldust, and it's like I almost wish it wasn't about like him saying he wants to come back and win the title like his dad never did and everything. That's fine, but I almost wish the end of the promo wasn't, I'm going to do it for Dusty Rhodes. I guess, to be fair, it's putting him firmly in the face camp. He's a good guy and everything else, and now he's standing opposite Seth, whose suit today is excellent, by the way. If there's one man I wish I could pull off suits like, it's probably Seth Rollins. Because to be honest, he just wears them and just has no care in the world, but still. I'm sorry, Luke, it keeps freezing, my bad. It is too predictable. It almost should just be that, and then he walks away with a theme song, you go to ad break. But WWE they like promos interrupted. They think it's boring almost if it doesn't. Or at least that's the way it comes across. Also, Seth has no right to talk about this, bruv. You just lost. Get out of here. You lost clean as a whistle in the middle of the ring on WrestleMania, bruv. Get to step in. Oh, Seth stares him down and Cody throws the microphone behind him. And reaches his hand out to shake it. Cody reaches his hand out for Seth Rollins to shake it. Look at this. Battle of the suits. You've got the nice classic blue, solid tie, sort of almost an accountant, but a bit more business-like, pretty good. And Seth Rollins is absolute insanity. Even the battle of the hair is different. Cody being calm, cool, and collected. Seth laughing at him like an absolute wild one. Seth shakes his hand and then walks away. Cody Rhodes' theme song hits and Cody's almost a little bit puzzled by it. Byron busting out the suits as well. Look, at least it didn't set up a match. That's the unpredictable bit of it, but it is a very WWE thing. Good that they didn't just lob him into a match. Good that they let him talk. It wasn't too scripted, or at least they didn't feel that way. I mean, it's probably scripted and rehearsed to within an inch of his life for at last however many weeks since month since he left AEW and everything else. But like, it didn't feel like it was written by WWE's writers, which is a huge compliment. And a good thing, because the key to Cody Rhodes over the past however many years, you know, the undeniable line, you know, the stuff he did with Jericho, the stuff he did with MJF, all this stuff was promo work. It was promo work. And don't get me wrong, that would build up into a brilliant match. You know, you're thinking about like, thinking about a match with Dustin. You're thinking about the match with, what's his name, Nicole, there's things like that. These are lots of great matches that built up from those promos, but ultimately, that's where it comes from, the promo. So just let him talk, you know? It's probably something WWE should learn to do more, but still. Naomi comes out with her absolutely banging theme song, which again, it's one of the many theme songs they should never ever change because it just slaps so much. There is still a brand split, technically, yes, Luke. How that works out in the long term, we don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Roman says later about how he's going to control the title. Is he going to vacate it? All that sort of stuff. But yes, there is still a brand split, technically, for now. For at least the next couple of hours. We'll see what happens. We've got a championship contenders match, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things WWE loves at the moment for no reason whatsoever. And out comes Naomi and Sasha, the new WWE Women's Champions from yesterday. They'll be facing Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan in a championship contenders match. Rishi Cantor, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hello. No, Sasha Pyro didn't botch like last night. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see her entrance last night. I did a bit. Oh, yeah, no, it did happen, didn't it? Yeah, I saw her after. The only thing I've rewatched from WrestleMania is the Pat McAfee stuff because I was just so amazed by it. So what we got? We got Banks and Naomi. That's definitely not how you spell Naomi. Naomi? I'm just going to say it's like that. Versus Rhea, Liv. That says live, Charlie. There we go. Solid start. I'm happy they started with Cody. I think that's the thing that should have started with. That's almost the bigger talking point in a lot of ways. Like, it's not... Like, don't get me wrong. You have the... you obviously have the Roman Brock stuff. There's some huge things to talk about. But I feel like the Cody stuff's almost the biggest thing to discuss in a way, you know? So I'm glad they started with it. And I'm glad they went the way with it they did. I probably wouldn't have had Seth Rollins come out and do whatever, but I'm happy they did. Love the tag team belts, the title itself, but they need to sprinkle some respect on Sasha. Listen, do you know they need to sprinkle respect on New Day, bruv? What happened yesterday, I'm still like not entirely sold on that idea, but there we go. What can you do? What can you do? We going LA, April 20th. Listen, we could maybe try and figure something out. If I get like 4 of the jobs I've applied for, then maybe I could afford it. We don't all have the luxury of not living in London like you, Luke. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the championship contenders thing is not... I just don't understand it. Like, it just feels... Like, as a one-off thing, maybe, right? Like a one-off thing, maybe, sure, right? You put it in a situation and you go, here is the, like... You want a title, fine. You win a match against us, you can have it, and then you can brand it that way. But I don't think it needs to be this consistent thing that keeps happening. I don't know. Mark's on tour. Brother, listen, it'll be sick. I can't lie. And my mate Ray, who called into the show a couple of times last night, and I didn't. And then when I finally managed to make it work so you'd be able to see him, he never called back. And I'm like, but he's at Raw tonight. He's been sending me lots of pictures and stuff like that from the show. And it's made me want to go quite badly. I can't lie. I cannot lie. Can I just say, I'm seeing an advert right now with Reece Darby for whatever money thing he's doing at the moment. Our Flag Means Death is a banging show, and if you haven't watched it yet, I would highly recommend it. And he stars in it, that's why it's making me think of it. They're handing them out like McDee's burgers. I know, right? This is the thing I don't understand. It's like, they lost, right? It makes sense that Carmella and Queen Zelina not be the people to get this match because they lost. So they were the ones who got pinned. So you can quite happily and cleanly cut them off, right? But why them? I don't know. Also, I just remembered I need to go and turn the heating off. Back in a second. One sec. So I was like, why is it so warm in here? I remember the heating's been on for ages and I forgot to turn it off. I'm hungry. You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm starving. I'm probably going to have to eat at some point during this. I might have to eat I just... I don't even know. I haven't had dinner. I didn't have dinner. I just slept. Oh, I was having a bad time. As I was saying, it makes sense, right, that Carmella and Queen Zelina don't get it because they were the ones who were pinned. But why Rhea and Liv and not... why not Natalya and Shayna? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. But yeah, all the stuff Ray's been sending me has made me very much want to go to Mania. Like, that dream died for a little bit there, and then now it's come back full swing, and I'm like, oh, 2 nights? Little cheeky trip to LA. Wouldn't be against it. Wouldn't be against it. Wouldn't be against it. I like the way they cut back. They cut back to Rhea just like this. Guys, please. Please. Right. Here we go. Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan in a championship contenders match. In a ridiculous weird thing, but there we go. Rhea and Naomi are starting it. Rhea with the delayed suplex. She's just balancing Naomi up in the air. 14, 15, 16 seconds so far in the air. 19, 20, 21 seconds in the air. Big. Covers for a 2 count. I don't know who wins this. Again, the thing about the championship, oh, nice duck under by Naomi, hits to the back elbow. I can't remember. I can't figure out what, like, when you have these matches, like, which way is it gonna go? Because, like, I guess they need a new theme, a new thing happening, but at the same time, like, you know, I don't know. My girlfriend, she woke up yesterday and I was asleep on the phone with my chest. And you kept repeating a name that began with D. We're getting Braun Breaker versus Dolph Ziggler NXT Championship match tonight, apparently. So I didn't see the end of Stand and Deliver. I didn't see their match, so I don't even know who won. I assume it's Dolph, but pardon. I guess Dolph won, and now they're gonna have Braun win on Raw. That's confusing. What name did I keep repeating that began with D? Who knows? Who knows? Apologise to her for me. Didn't mean to. Don't even remember who it was. Who even begins with D? I don't know. Pat McAfee? Something to do with Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn? They were the ones I was screaming about. It depends what time it was, I guess. An NXT title match out of nowhere. Fair enough. Did Dolph win at Stand and Deliver? I never watched. I haven't seen the end of it. Yeah, Dolph won. Okay, so I guess that's the idea, right? Braun wins on Raw in front of everyone on TV, and back to an ad break. Oh, I hate how many ads there are on this. That's the one thing I like about watching AEW on Fight, is like they just carry on. Like, you have picture in picture, and they just carry on, so you just get to watch it, even though the matches during that period, nothing happens. It's still at least something as opposed to just watching every advert under the sun. Yeah, that's what I said. What name could I even say? Do you know what? Right, let's go to the WrestleMania card from last night and see who could it have been I kept repeating the name of. RK Bro, neither of them. Street Profits. Did I keep saying Dawkins? I doubt it. Alpha Academy, none of them. Lashley, Omos, Knoxville, Sami Zayn, Banks, Naomi, Zelina, Carmella, Ripley, Liv, Natalia, Baszler, Edge, AJ, what's his face? Damian Priest? Did I keep saying Damian Priest? Is that something I kept saying? Sheamus, Ridge, Butch, Xavier, Kofi, Big E, Austin Theory, Mr. McMahon, Pat McAfee, Stone Cold, Roman, Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar. It must have been Damian Priest is the only name with D I can think of that I would have said yesterday. I can't even begin to think what it would have been. Damian Priest? I don't know. I just mute my TV when the ads go on and normally watch my WWE on tape, so I can. It's a strong shot. It's what I used to do, Josh. That's my problem with doing this. At least here I could just talk to people, right? That's the positive about me just sitting here on my own and watching it, you know? At least I can then I can then just talk to people. For example, Rishi, good to see you. Hope you're well. Welcome. If it's your first time, welcome. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Don't you miss future for stuff. Like the video because that helps it with the algorithm. But more importantly, how are you? I hope you're well. Did you watch WrestleMania? What did you think about it? Let me know. You're welcome here anytime you like, sir. Could have been Damien. It must have been Damien. That's the only name I could have think of. Unless it was Ray. But Ray's not... Ray and his surname don't begin with D. I don't know. I don't know. Stand and Deliver is the worst name ever to me. Sounds like a 70s promo. It's okay. I think it's alright, but I'm not like, oh, you know? But I think most pay-per-view names are quite crap nowadays. You know? I don't know. What's the best name for a pay-per-view? What's the best name for a pay-per-view? Currently, we have Day 1, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania, Backlash. We have In Your House sometimes. War Games. Oh, Regal's not even here anymore, so we can't. Survivor Series, Crown Jewel, Hell in a Cell, SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, Extreme Rules, Vengeance. I always like... I know, actually, like, it's difficult. It's obviously the ones where you watched when you were younger, right? But, like, Vengeance. But I liked Backlash back in the day as well. These are always, like, the one words, Unforgiven, you know? Armageddon. Stuff like that I was into. I don't know. What's your favorite? What's the best one, do you reckon? What are we saying? What's the best name? Out of the ones currently... I think you almost... Survivor Series is pretty good. I don't know. Maybe that's just because I think Survivor Series is alright. I don't know. WrestleMania Backlash to you. Listen. That's another thing. Why did you... I get why they put it there. Marketing, but... Still. We're back. Rhea Ripley and Naomi still in the ring. Rhea in control of Naomi. The swing apparatus of Backlash pay-per-view class. Yes. The big hooks. This is my impression of them, apparently. And they would... Oh. Banger. WWE in your gaff. Listen, that could bang. We can't act like it wouldn't. WWE in your gaff. That's what they're going to call the pay-per-view in Cardiff when they come in September. Sasha and Liv now both tagged in. Liv and Sasha again. You're welcome, Glenn. You're welcome. And Sasha springboards up into a nice Delta Whirl. Head scissors. Sends Liv flying into the corner. Sasha with the big double knees. Liv down onto the bottom turnbuckle. Double knees once again. Meteoras for days right now. And then a running just sort of shin to the face. Clockage. Climbs up onto the top turnbuckle as Liv rises. And another Meteora. Holds it for the pin. 1, 2. 2 count. Hits it. It's a nice Meteora for the top. I just like a Meteora, guys. Do you know what I mean? I just like Meteoras. I think they're quite good. Just hits it, keeps her down, and then hit him with the 2 count. It's never winning, but I like it. And just a Dragon Gate mark. The commentary is amazing as I go for track snacks. You're welcome, Luke. You're welcome. That's what I provide. Oh, nice little duck under from Liv. Goes with a roll up. Hits for a 2. Step up Enziguri to the side of Sasha Banks' head. She's down. Liv's now crawling towards Rhea. She wants the tag. She gets the tag. And now they're looking for a cheeky double team maneuver. Rhea throws Liv Morgan up for an assisted powerbomb. She stacks her. 1, 2. Oh, kick out. That was a nice little double tag team maneuver there. Rhea lifts her up as if almost like a deep 6 Baron Corbin style, and then just Liv catches her and slams her down for a powerbomb. Sasha stacks for a 2 count. Oh, Liv goes flying. She's missed it. She went for Sasha Banks on the floor for like an assisted leg drop type thing. She's missed. Naomi throws Rhea Ripley out. Jesus Christ, that was slightly terrifying for a moment. And Sasha manages to get the tag to Naomi. And now they're looking for that double team finisher we saw last night. Rolls through. Sasha Banks hits the lung blower. 1, 2, 3. It's done. It's over. Sasha and Naomi get the win. Same way they did last night. Very, I love that finish. It's cool. The roll was pointless. I'm not gonna lie, but it adds a bit of sauce to it. Why not? Why not? The champs win again. Championship contender match over. Rhea going heel? Maybe. I mean, they've sort of been placed in the de facto heel slot for this one. Okay. The referee has ordered Sasha and Naomi out of the ring. I can only imagine that Rhea Ripley is about to attack Liv Morgan and set up that for a feud going forward. Rhea goes heel, which has been teased since the Nikki ASH stuff to some extent. Because let's be real, Liv's not getting booed anytime soon. Oh. Liv went to sort of talk to Rhea, and Rhea just turns around and walks away. She's gone. She's out of it. In your gaff, Rhea's not anymore. She's off, mate. She's off ski. And as she walks away, Kevin Owens comes out. Listen, no wasting time today. There's no wasted movements, you know, as they would talk about. Kevin Owens just looks at Rhea as they pass and walks down into the ring. He's had a nightmare couple of days, let's be real. And Liv goes back up the ramp, chasing after Rhea. And out comes Kevin Owens for the ad break. No wasted motion tonight. We're just going. We see why the ref ushered the champs out now. They were rushed for time with that segment, let's be real. Liv got pinned. Someone had to get pinned, I guess. Don't know. Rhea didn't really full go heel there. I thought she was going to attack her or something, maybe get full heel. Because again, let's be real, out of the two of them, Liv's not going to get booed, is she? Liv's too popular right now. She's not going to get booed. And she's having a great run as a face, so there's no point turning her at this point. Whereas Rhea could potentially get booed. But is it? I don't know. I thought she'd attack her, but she just walked away. Maybe we just get an amicable split. So maybe, and then Rhea can go. Rhea or Liv, either of them could go after who won? Bianca. Gorgeous French Canadian man. He's lovely, isn't he? He is just bloody lovely. You know? I love him. They pom-pommed out, but listen, they love the guy. Listen, yeah. Honestly, right, as much as I was against Stone Cold coming back to some extent, right? I was like, oh, it's just another old person returning. Even if they do end up having a full match, then we know Austin's going to win, whatever happens. But it is a huge, like, respect to put on KO's name. You know what I mean? For, like, him to be the guy. Like, someone who probably grew up watching the Attitude Era. I mean, he has like a similar sort of Rock tattoo. I don't think it's inspired by The Rock. I think he said that, but it's a similar thing. Like, he grew up during that time period. He grew up watching Stone Cold, and now Stone Cold comes out of retirement after 19 years for one last match, and it's with him in the main event of WrestleMania. That's like, for someone who, like, had that going on second with Jericho thing a couple of years back, it's a huge, like, it's just a nice thing for him. Shows they got a lot of faith in the guy. He's up there. He has to be up there as one of the top people in the company as well, in terms of position and in terms of just like ability. I love the guy. Still, you know how it is. I just realised I've got bananas over there, so I could just eat a banana if I really wanted to. I've got them just there. Could grab them and just, you know. That's how I eat bananas. Me and KO birthday. Listen, love that. I can respect it. He's a good lad. On one of the streams at some point over the last couple of days, my girlfriend was like, what wrestler do you think you're most like? And I said KO, but I think that's more of a dream than anything else. You know me well, Luke. What wrestler am I most like? I said I'm probably somewhere in between KO and Sami Zayn. But I don't know, at least personality-wise, but I don't know. Or looks, I guess I'm a big guy with a beard, so KO. I've not got short hair, though. Sami Zayn for hair and beard. Hearing Simon... I've said this before on these streams, but I'll say it again. I'm still not used to hearing Simon Miller's voice on the WWE 2K adverts. What a man. What an absolute man. We are back now, and here comes KO for a promo. KO says he may have made a mistake. He says he may have made a mistake by tricking Stone Cold into a one last match. He says, you have to give it to him. He's still great. But you have to be great to beat one of the greatest superstars in the history of WWE, Kevin Owens. Too nice for KO? I'll take that. No way, Cole. Listen, he could pop up again. He's about. Get one last pop again. Shakes Kevin Owens' hands. Hit him with a stunner again. Done. Kevin Owens says he might have tricked Stone Cold, but he might have tricked himself as well because he went into it with a pretty bad back. says, look back at the tape. Look at the entrance. He's limping. He can't turn his face because he's pretty tough. But he... he says he was in the gym lifting a lot of weights. Oh. Says he knew the WWE Universe needed him to put on a great main event, so he put it on. Says the win should come with an asterisk. Titles, the Titantron's hit, and someone called Ezekiel is here. Hang on, that's Elias. That's Elias. And Kevin Owens is equally confused. Ezekiel, a music hit, a guy called Ezekiel come out who looks about as generic as they come, apart from his peach ring gear. But that is 100% Elias. What? Raw after Mania, ladies and gentlemen. You might. Also, shout out to that stunner cell. That's been all over Twitter for all day. It's been incredible. Kevin instantly outs him as Elias. Says, "Who the hell do you think you are?" To interrupt him. Elias says he's not Elias, which he very much is. Kevin instantly outs him as Elias. There's no two ways about this. He literally goes, Elias? Where have you been? And who the hell do you think you are interrupting him? Elias, well, okay, Ezekiel says he's not Elias. He's Elias's younger brother, Ezekiel. What is going on? They went and dragged poor old Elias into this, didn't they? Yeah. Kevin's reaction is the same as everyone else. What? Kevin has gone from Stone Cold Steve Austin to Ezekiel. This is some Abyss level movements here. Ezekiel says, if you hate liars, Kevin Owens, you must hate yourself. And he sells it well. Acting. It says that you messed with Stone Cold and you got stunned. You got stunned, chants fill the arena. I'm just... What? What is going on? Kevin Owens is given Ezekiel 10 seconds to get out of the ring before he gets a stunner. Oh, he counts down to 1 and then Kevin just leaves. Kevin just leaves. To which Byron says he even lied about the countdown. Okay. All right. Shout out to Bad Bunny coming on, who won a 2022 Grammy for Best Música Urbana album, which I assume is Latin for Best Urban Music. I speak Spanish. There we go. Ezekiel, ladies and gentlemen, is a thing. And out comes Dominic Mysterio, accompanied by his dad and now hoodie wearer, Raymond Mysterious. Give KO a new contract. To be fair, listen, he got a new contract a little while ago, didn't he? What was it? End of last year, beginning of this year or something? He got a new contract, which is very well deserved. Next up, we're getting Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz. That was just odd. Whatever, man. Listen, they do that. Dom Mystery versus Miz. Little Dommy Mystery. Elias has returned and he is now called Ezekiel. And he has some of the most boring gear you're ever going to see in your life. They've taken someone with some personality and removed all of it. Ezekiel, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Owens has gone from Stone Cold to Ezekiel in 2 nights. You'd love to see it. If it's not Veer, I don't care. Strong shout. Strong shout. Veer is coming. Veer will come tonight. WWE.com promised it. I saw it. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So it's got to happen now, right? It's got to happen. He said, chatting absolute nonsense. What is going on? I'm so confused, but whatever. Whatever. I've also just seen a very weird thing for the Home and Garden expert sponsors of Bayern Munich with Oliver Kahn in the video. So there we go with the advert. Love to see it. What was... you know what? We'll move on. We move on. Ezekiel. Still to come tonight, we obviously have Veer. Veer Mahan is going to come. He will be here. He will arrive on Raw finally. We also have Roman Reigns, who will address WWE RAW after his championship win. We apparently also have an NXT title match between Bron Breakker and Dolph Ziggler out of nowhere. So that's going to be a thing. I can only assume Bron's going to win that. I can't imagine it would be anything else. Because if he didn't win at Stand and Deliver, then they make him win here in front of everyone, and that's kind of like his debut. Because I can't imagine him. Well, I don't know if he's already debuted on Raw. I guess he's already had matches on Raw, but he can't really stick around if he loses. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Ezekiel looks like a wrestler you would wrestle in a performance center in 2K career mode. Never about that one. You are not wrong, bro. That is a disgustingly accurate statement. Why? Have you played 2K22 yet, by the way, Luke? I'm kind of looking longingly at it, and I kind of want it, but I'm not sure yet. But I want it. I'm going to get it at some point. I just don't know when. No one knew Ezekiel when he came out. The crowd was quiet. Yeah, because what? Why? I'm so confused. Why? Why did they do this? Why did WWE do this? They build someone's brand and then just change it completely. I'm so confused as to why they do this. Ezekiel looks like the one guy in school that doesn't realize everyone's trying to take his sister. You know, you're not wrong. I'm loving these little on the chirons at the side, on the little lower thirds, but on the side of the screen where they have like a random fact, like this is Matt Hardy back in the day. Come on now, V1. The Miz turned on his tag team partner Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Cheers. This is and now we're reliving it. Now we're seeing replay. This is the third time we've seen this so far on Raw, so you'll have to see it. I'll tell you what, Logan Paul did very well, and yet he probably had, somehow he did very well, and somehow, pardon me, I would argue maybe the third best celebrity performance of WrestleMania 38. Look, I'm including Pat in that, in the non-wrestler thing, because Pat did some insane things, right? But Pat's obviously been training longer. Johnny Knoxville had an insane match. But somehow, some way, Logan Paul did well and still had the third best. You got to feel for him. I mean, I don't, because I don't like that guy, but still. Ezekiel looks like that one guy, your friend. Looks like that one friend you watched as he calls his mom. Never about that one, bro. Never about that one. Charlie doing Elias, please cut your hair and then come back as Clinton. To be fair, I wouldn't even have to cut my... I'm Ezekiel-esque. Hair a little bit shorter, but I could do it. Like, let me take these off, right? If I, like, pushed my hair back, right? If I did a bit of this. If I pushed my hair back like that, right? And then cut it a little bit so it was, like, here. And then shaved. I could 100% do that. I'm Charlie's younger brother, Clinton. The bell rings on Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz. Instantaneously, Dom dominating. Oh, he's going for a 619 early doors. Miz manages to get up quickly for it, and then bounces Dom off the top turnbuckles, and then maybe for a skull crushing finale already. Skull crushing finale hits. 1, 2, 3. That's it. It's done. It's over. The Miz has beaten Dominic Mysterio yet again. They won on WrestleMania Saturday. Him and Logan Paul beat the Mysterios. Then skull crushing finale and ending that one before he skull crushing finale'd thingy. But there we go. The Miz is here. Oh, wait. Is it who I think it is? It's Veer. Veer has come, ladies and gentlemen. Veer Mahan. Veer Mahan is here. The lion has been unleashed. Here he comes. Run, everybody. Get out. Sprint. Leave. Get out. Oh, the Miz wisely ran away. The Miz has got well out of there as Veer reaches the ring. Veer is here. The Mysterios are both shocked looking at him, and his eyes turn towards Dominic. Big boot to Dominic Mysterio, and Veer just taking punches from Raymond. Ray goes down. Big clothesline from Veer Mahan. He's come. Veer is here. He lifts him up. Side slam. Ray just gets slide slammed by Veer, who's now looking at Dominic like this. You know, one of them ones. Oh, a little cheeky jump onto Dom. And then I'm sort of modified camel clutch type thing. Just bending Dominic Mysterio in all kinds of ways. Veer is here, ladies and gentlemen. Dominic is tapping, but I think he's clapping for Veer. We're all excited that Veer is here. The referee has finally got in to tell Veer stop. And Veer hits the pose, standing over Dominic Mysterio. Veer is here. And the music hits. Big. Veer came, ladies and gentlemen. Veer came. He destroys both the Mysterios. After The Miz hit a quick skull-crushing finale victory on Dominic in about... Was it even a minute long, that match? I don't know. And then Veer comes out and just brutalizes the Mysterios. Takes them apart. The roster is on notice. Veer is here. Veer came. And we cut back. And he's standing on the edge of the apron. The hardest part of the ring. Just to show he dominates the ring and everything else in the pose. There we go. And there we go. Veer. Veer, ladies and gentlemen. Scenes. As Veer Mahan has came. Ezekiel looks like that one guy in the ring after the break. No entrance music, no nothing. Never about that 100%. One of them ones where the ad break comes back and it's just the guy in the ring going... Doing a lot of this sort of stuff, you know? That kind of guy. I respect. Cheeky cage-sized seats round. They're doing a roundup of all the headlines from Mania, and cage-sized seats got one in there. Shout out, shout out my former technically employers SB Nation. Technically ish. And out comes Bianca Belair. Unfortunately, not with the marching band this time, because that was disgustingly good, that entrance. The Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair comes out to end the first hour of Raw. I never needed you at all. I'm on my own against the wall. The bestest, greatest, fastest, luckiest, strongest, wisest, just smartest. I never needed you at all. She's got a great theme song, but that one with the marching bands. I'm just gonna open up Spotify quickly. I just want to see if I doubt they've put it on Spotify, but I need it. What's the last stuff they released? We'll hear from her after the break. She lifts up the title to go out. No, the last thing I uploaded was Nikita Lyons' theme song. And then Logan Paul's. Good. I'm glad for that one. So, no, I just need it. I just need it in my life. I need it in my life. Veer. Still not over it, mate. Veer came. I love Bianca. She's great. She's also had arguably the best match at WrestleMania 2 years in a row. Like, don't get me wrong. I think you can discuss and make arguments for other matches being as good or whatever else here, there, and the other. But I don't think we can. I don't think we can disrespect her by saying that's not at least in the conversation of best match of the night or best match of the show 2 years in a row, because she definitely 100% has. Like, come on now. You know, her versus Sasha. I watched WrestleMania 37 both nights. I sat on that sofa and I watched it with my girlfriend, who, bless her, she's not interested in wrestling. She'll hear about it from me too much, but she's not into it, right? But she'll sit and she was sort of watching bits and pieces, not super interested. But the Sasha Banks versus Belair match, she was like, she sat and she actually fully just absorbed it, and she really liked it. Bianca Belair has had the bangers back to back, because that match with Becky Lynch slapped. You know what I mean? Big plays. Asuka, that would be big. I'd back that 100%. I miss her. I need her. You know what I mean? Love Asuka. That's one of the other takeaways from WrestleMania this year. My girlfriend actually asked me, she went, where was Asuka? I It's like that was a random thing for her to put on her back end. Ezekiel looks like it looks like he waits at he waits and at the airport Bianca Belair for hours just to hear her tell her she can't be asked. Never about that one. Never about that one. Never about that one. He gets on the Piccadilly line. Heathrow Tings. Never about that one. Never about that one. That's a good point. Who could interrupt Belair? We can't just... This one's interruptible. If Cody wasn't, but still got interrupted, this one's interruptible. Like, by WWE standards, this is the most interruptible segment you're going to see. Still. We're 1 hour through the show, so I'm going to remind you all, hey, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit the bell notification button because we've got streams going on all the time. I can't decide whether I'll do one on Wednesday yet. I'm not sure, but I definitely will be for Friday night SmackDown live on this very channel with videos going up in between. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps people find it and stuff, which is good because I was going through. I had this open when I was setting it up, and the analytics were on the screen. And my girlfriend saw them and she was like, oh, these videos got disliked. And I'm like, it's good because that means other people are finding them who don't know me. That's the goal here, people. So make sure to like it so other people can find it and dislike it. That's what we need. That's what we want. They can't even see the dislikes anymore. It's great. Harry Potter and the Veer or Ezekiel. Oh, yo, a little bit of a... Mate, Veer is the new bad guy. I'll take that. In the new... What's it called? Dangerous Beasts? What is that series called? What's the current series going on that's called? The Dangerous Animal. What's it called? The one that's Harry Potter, but also not Harry Potter? Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beasts. Not Dangerous Beasts. Fantastic Beasts. Veer is a bad guy. Ezekiel is a dude who you bump into in a shop. Never about that one. Never about that one. We are back from ad break now. Getting a cheeky little... photo roundup of WrestleMania as they love to do. Do you know what else has annoyed me recently, right? Is like, not annoyed me, but when I was watching Hall of Fame, so I went back and watched Undertaker and the Steiners ones, and they're piping fake noise, fake crowd into the Hall of Fame. What are you doing? Like, it's just a constant sort of murmur of like, yeah, the entire time because Scott Steiner's talking about what's going. Stop, you obsessed lunatics. Fantastic Veer, where to find Ezekiel? He just rocks up one day out of nowhere. Bianca Belair holding the Raw Women's Championship aloft. Big lip sunglasses on, vibes. She's got big lip on the outfit as well, just all over the shop. She's even got hair clip, which is lips. She thanks everyone for never giving up on her. Shout out Bianca. What a G. What a G. Oh, she takes off the sunglasses and she's got one heck of a shiner on her. One heck of a shiner on her left eye. As you deserve it, Chance. Fill out the stadium. That is one hell of a shiner she's got there. Oh, that was when she got kicked in the face from the... Yeah, that was that, wasn't it? Probably. She was definitely dancing in the same spot that entire break. Never about that one. Yeah. Never about that one. It's a lot of effort. Ad breaks are different. They're different gravy, aren't they? She thanks Becky Lynch because without that humiliating loss at SummerSlam, she would never have got to where she is. She would never realize just how good she could be, just how much better she could be. She says it helped her realize that just like that, everything could be taken away from her. She says that hurt. Not as much as that eye does. That looks genuinely quite painful. Because, you know, sometimes you see them, they put, like, makeup on or whatever. That looks legit. That looks legit, like... Interested to see where Becky goes after this. I'm interested to see where they both go from here. Bianca as a champion, you know, like I said, Liv and Rhea just looks like they've split up. Maybe we get a Rhea-Bianca run back, throwback, which I would back. They're both very good, and it's always good times. They're sort of like eternal enemies a little bit. John Cena, Randy Orton type things. Becky Lynch, where does she go from here? Does she stay heel? That heel persona is too good to drop in a way, but see what happens. She says now she can be the best champion she can be because not only does she know what it feels like to try to get to the top, but she knows what it's like to stay at the top. She says she's ready and willing to face and fight every woman in the back. She says no woman is ready to do what it takes to take that title from her. She says after Saturday, she's different. She's better. Although her depth perception probably at an all-time low. Probably at an all-time low. You got to respect it. Someone will come out to interrupt it. She won't know how far away they are. It's a problem. It's a problem. Bianca ends the promo by lifting up the belt high. And fireworks for days go off. Oh. I'm surprised it didn't get interrupted. I mean, it might not be too late, but I'm surprised it didn't get interrupted. I would have thought it would have. No. It doesn't get interrupted. We ends with Bianca Belair holding the title up as we get an advert up next for Bron Breakker versus Dolph Ziggler for the NXT Championship out of nowhere. And a cheeky promo for Bron. Mad. I'm surprised that didn't get interrupted. I was convinced it would have, but... Ziggler versus Breakker. With Bron just describing what he is as a person, which is, you know, a thing. Which existing finisher would you choose if you were a wrestler? It's a great shout. I'd marry if I wasn't married. Well, if she wasn't married, you're not married, obviously. Not obviously. That sounded harsh. I didn't mean it like that, bro. I did not mean it like that at all. What existing finisher would I pick? I don't know. I love a frog splash. I do love a frog splash. Eddie's the boy in it. Clothesline from hell. I quite like. I think a good clothesline. Obviously, don't drag me. That was bad. I didn't mean it like that, Luke. I promise. I promise. I didn't. Like. I love a good clothesline. Clothesline from hell is a banger. You know? Like when you've got a good clothesline, it just looks good. It just looks dangerous. It looks impactful. You know? And I respect that. So maybe clothesline from hell? Because you know, you've got the Okada Rainmaker variant with the ripcord into it and stuff. Like I just think a good clothesline look good, you know? And clothesline from hell is one of my favorite finishers. Just absolutely ends it. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Ziggler comes out before the ad break. We'll be getting Ziggler versus Bron Breakker next for the NXT Championship. Cheeky bonus championship, Max. There we go. What time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Which finisher is the finisher? I'll take that. Whatever finisher Luke says he can deliver because I feel guilty. I meant obviously because I know he's not. I didn't. Oh, no. Problems. Right, I'm going to head to the toilet before this ad break comes back. So I'll see you in a second. Jesus, I almost killed Danny. Then. See you in 1 minute. Hello. Hello. A bear hug with less power and more eye contact. That's just what we do when we meet up anyway, isn't it? Braun Breaker coming out with one of his more disappointing singlets. No colour on this one. Just all black with the word Breaker in the middle. I like a big colourful Braun Breaker one, but decisions. Such a weird decision having an NXT Championship match on here. Not a weird decision really, but whatever. We've obviously seen NXT champions on WWE television before as champions. You know, Kevin Owens' great shout was one, right, against Cena and all that with the title. But this just feels weird. I'm here for it. It just seems weird. Getting the introductions now. Here's Dolph Ziggler on the turnbuckles, holding the belt up high. Referee goes to take it from him. He's like, nope. Oh, and then he goes to slap Braun, and I'm not going to lie, swishes it. Oh, and the second one gets the connection. The first one was a glancing blow. That kind of missed. I'm not going to lie. It was a bit pathetic. Second one, though, he connects big with the... Here we go. NXT Championship match on Monday Night Raw. Braun Breaker up against Dolph Ziggler. Dolph goes for him, and instantly Braun lifts him up straight into the corner and starts shoulder charging into the corner. Braun Breaker's second match on Raw after that tag team match a couple of, when was it, like a month ago? Maybe a little bit less than that. Braun hits him with a belly-to-belly suplex. He goes, Ziggler goes flying out. Braun screaming, let's go, champ. Like that one boxer guy does all the time, I guess. And Ziggler goes back into the ring. Braun follows him and just starts unloading. Cheeky heel maneuver. You know? Ring general. Experience. You know? He slides in. Braun slides in. As he slides in. Smart. Ziggler goes for the elbow drop, but good kick out from Braun strongly at 2. Will Rocky come out for Roman? I don't know. I mean, are they? The rumors are that they're intent on doing this match right at 39, but it's sort of there doesn't seem to be any sort of definitive statement that it's going to happen yet. Braun Breaker with a nice snap Stein Buster. Nice stuff from Braun there. Bounces into the ropes. Dolph Ziggler goes for the leapfrog. Caught in mid-air by Braun Breaker, who slams him down with a snap spine buster. I love to see it. I mean, they seem obsessed with doing it, right? But like, I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? Slingshotted into the ropes, bounces off, goes Ziggler. Oh, James, I forgot to message you back. James, good to see you. E20's own TV. If you like football, by the way, you like West Ham. Football of any kind, but West Ham specifically, check out E20's own TV. James is a good dude doing good stuff over there. James, I forgot to message you back. I will do it literally as we speak on my phone. But good to see you, bro. I hope you're well. Rock's too busy being a DDD daddy. Listen, he's living his life. He's living his life. He's got that Red Notice film with Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds, and probably doing something else. I don't know. And we go to an ad break with Dolph Ziggler in control. I'm just texting James at this point. I apologize, everyone, but that's where we're at in life. You know what I mean? Yeah. This has to end with Braun winning, right? It has to. I don't know. I feel like... See, the thing is I would have guessed that Roman would be the promo that wouldn't be interrupted, right? But at this point, maybe it does get interrupted. We've had... Look, you work for it. Who's possible to interrupt him, right? So who's possible to come out and challenge for the title, to set up a challenge for the title? Kevin Owens has already been out. Cody's already been out. Seth's already been out. And Seth lost, so there's no way Seth... Well, it's WWE. Seth could still go for it, but you know what I mean? Like, that's not going to happen. Who is on Raw? Who is on Raw that could conceivably... Unless someone debuts for the... Like, someone from NXT or something debuts to come out and try and do it. I don't know. Tommaso Ciampa, why not? Also, I like the fact that if you go on WWE's website at the moment, Roman is both of the champions. There's just a picture of Roman as both of the champions. Let's go Raw. That's SmackDown Charlie. Who could possibly... Adam Pearce. Yes, he comes out and interrupts him. Austin Theory. Why not? Lashley? Lashley, maybe. Lashley's actually kind of an option. Lashley's an option. Edge won't do it because Edge needs a win, so it won't be Edge. Still yet to see Finn Balor today. We're probably going to see Finn Balor at some point in some way. If not, then wild. Still having a little scroll, seeing who's possible. Lashley's the one. It's probably going to be Lashley, right? Veer. He comes back. And a helicopter over the house, crime everywhere. I'm wrecked, but we are massive. Love that. We are massive. Yeah, no, sorry, bro. I'm just the worst, apparently, is the answer to that. I just forget every single time. I mean, let's be real. We all know this, but still. Logan Paul comes out and challenges him. Why not? Why not? Apart from the fact I don't want it, but still. Expect a DM any second. James is getting there, I promise. Could be Logan Paul. Why not? Get him come out. Just say, listen here, bud. I won my WrestleMania debut. You didn't. I'm on my way. At least I don't think he did. Did Roman win his WrestleMania debut? It was in the Shield, so I don't remember. We are back now after the ad break. Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler for the NXT Championship. Big drop kick from your boy Dolph Ziggler. Ooh, 2 count. Sounded like a 3-1 for a second there. Both men down, building up to this one. Again, this has to be a Braun win. I can't see this be anything but a Braun Breaker win. Ziggler, looking for maybe a Hurricane Runner or something. Caught. Maybe a Famouser as Corey Graves, which was more accurate, even if it was very head-on for a Famouser. But Braun Breaker catches him and power bombs him down. If that was his attempt at a Famouser, he basically ran straight at him. Not sure what your plan was there, mate, but, you know, listen, he's the experienced one, not me, what can I say? Ziggler and Braun now just going blow for blow as they rise to their feet. Ziggler with the head looking for the zigzag. Whipped off by Braun, who then just a double shoulder charge knocks Ziggler to his feet. Boots him off the ropes, which was a beautiful little thing there. Just kicks him into the ropes, bounces off it, catches Ziggler, and then one more belly-to-belly suplex just straight over the head. Goes in again, does Braun. Bounces him off the ropes and then hits a clothesline. And now he takes the straps down on the singlet. He means business. Braun means business. And as he's lining up Ziggler, Rude gets to the top and then a pull and a hold of the trousers for Ziggler. 2 count. 2 count. A cheeky little roll up there, holding the singlet, cheating. Oh, then Breaker goes flying over the top rope. Braun goes flying over the top rope. Lovely tope con low. Goes flying over the top to hit Robert Roode. And now Ziggler looking to take advantage. Famouser to Braun. 1, 2. Oof, 2 count. 2 count. Again, I feel like this has to be Braun, but at the same time, it wouldn't shock me if they went with Ziggler for some reason. But a Famouser hits Braun. And it's only for a 2 count. Mate, Braun with a lovely tope con heel. It's not the most in control. Not the most control ones you ever going to see, but it's one of those ones where he just sort of jumps and flies, and it's just sort of like, well, gravity will take its time at this point. Felt a bit similar to the Pat McAfee Swanton from Mania, you know what I mean? It's not like a Hardy something or a Braun just muscling up Ziggler into a gorilla press position, but a rake of the eyes by Ziggler and pushes Braun away, and then a super kick for good measure. 1, 2. Oh, kick out at 2. Apparently, that's exactly... I haven't seen the stand and deliver match, but apparently that's exactly how the end of that match went, with the rake of the eyes pushing in and a super kick ends it. But this time, only a 2 count. Dolph, you should know better than that. If you've beaten someone in an exact manner before, you can't do it the second time in a row. That never works, sir. That never works. Never works. Ziggler now calling for the super kick. He's stomping Shawn style. He wants it. He's calling for it. He needs it. And then a spear. Spear out of nowhere by Bron Breakker. Dolph was lining him up. He was leading for it and then just gets speared in half. And now Bron holds Ziggler high up in the air. Gorilla press position as high up as you're ever going to see. Catches him down. Power slam. 1, 2, 3. It's done. It's over. New NXT champion. Predictably, but it happened. Bron Breakker. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It felt like it was obvious after last time, and it was, but a nice, solid, just power slam from the Gorilla Press ends it. Bron Breakker gets the win, gets the big dub on Raw. Arguably a bigger stage than Stand and Deliver, depressingly. Arguably a bigger stage than Stand and Deliver, but he is the champion. We saw it almost went the same way as the Stand and Deliver match. The super kick off the distraction. Only for a 2 before Bron fights back. Gorilla press position when Dolph is lining up for one more super kick. Speared in half. Lift him up. Gorilla press. Catches him in midair. Down for the power slam. Bam. Uno, dos, tres. It's nice and over. Bron Breakker is your new NXT champion. Arguably a bigger position for him to win that than Stand and Deliver. He obviously has already been champion once before. This whole storyline's been a bit weird and convoluted, and in why it exists, I don't know. It feels a bit pointless, but here at Raw, we do get Bron Breakker winning the title. Fair play. Fair play. It's a good idea. It's a way to get him over in it. So you got to respect him. And now we get the promo for Bobby Lashley, who managed to beat the Almighty, managed to beat Omos, the Irish sensation himself. He was felled by the Almighty, who will apparently be up next on Raw. So there you go. Which was a weird, again, a match, one of those matches where I could not predict which way it was going to go. I had no clue. Would it go Omos or would it go Lashley? And they went with Lashley, which is surprising, but he probably needed the win more than Omos did, to be fair. So we'll see where that goes. But Robert Lashley, Bobble Lashley is up next. We'll see what happens with Lashley. Again, he could have been the guy I thought to challenge Roman next, potentially. But, I mean, put him back in the title picture, he probably deserves it. He was having such a good run before the injury and everything else. But he's coming out now. I don't know. Maybe he'll also state his intentions for the champion. But then at that point, it feels like maybe Roman's just going to have a coronation and no one interrupts him. Because I don't know who else there is. Unless it's someone coming across the SmackDown. Unless it's... I don't know. I can't think of a single person on Raw who could interrupt him. Because realistically, everyone else is, unless you get someone come out again, like Seth comes out again, unless you get someone like Randy saying he's going to do it despite having the tag team championship. But outside of that, I don't know who else could, unless it's Omos, but he just lost, so probably not. I don't know. Unless you get Kevin Owens coming out again. I don't know. Because Edge is the obvious guy, I guess, but obviously he's got his whole new thing going on. He's gonna need the win. He's just beaten Edge. So Edge, I guess, is also an option, but again, he's just lost. So I don't know. I'm intrigued. But then again, maybe Roman just comes out, has his coronation, has his big thing, and then we see the next challenger on SmackDown. You know, maybe that's what happens. Seems realistic, I guess. I think he'll complete his babyface turn, to be honest. Bobby, yeah, I reckon he will as well. He's got all right. And again, I think he could. I think he very easily could. And I think he should. I think he's done really well. Like the last couple of months, I've been really enjoying. To be fair, the last year. To be fair, since he started with MVP and all of that, I think he's been really good. I've really enjoyed Lashley's work, and I think he's at a stage where he could be a pretty consistent, good babyface right now for a while at least. Especially if they're building him to go up against Roman. You know. You need a babyface for it. I think he could. That's a fair shout. That's a good shout. But then who goes up against Roman? I still don't know. Maybe like I say, maybe Roman just has his coronation thing. He comes out, says hello. I'm the winner. Acknowledge me. Similar to the one where he beat Taker, leaves, and then, you know, on SmackDown we see his next challenger. Maybe, I don't know. Cody versus Lashley versus Reigns could slap. You know. Ooh, it could, you know. It actually very much could. Ooh, it very much could. I would take that. Then you maybe spin off into a Cody Lashley. Oh, I could take that with both babyfaces. You can't be like that. Could slap. I don't know. How quickly does Cody go for the championship? Again, I guess we'll see the answer, right, with Roman, but it's like, what happens now? Do we have two champions? Do we only have the one? Like, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions that need answers, and I don't know what they are yet. MVP is in the ring. Mr. Porter himself, MVP, is here to introduce Lashley. He says, actions speak louder than words, and I'm here to introduce someone whose actions spoke loud and clear at WrestleMania. That probably means MVP's leaving Lashley, right? Or Lashley's leaving MVP. Maybe that's the reasoning. He says, look what I could do without you. I don't need you. He turns face and for MVP stays heel. Kind of don't want MVP to disappear from the act, though. I really like MVP. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens. In his ring, is Bobby. Oh, is he? He's about to come out on my screen. Oh, he did a little run as he came out. He was hyped. He was loving it. He did a little giddy run. He is in his ring gear. What are we getting? An interruption leading into a match straight away? Rematch of the Omos, maybe? Maybe an Omos rematch? Yeah, look how babyface he is, man. He's smiling. He's fist bumping people as he comes to the ring. He's babyface all over, isn't he? His little giddy run at the beginning was fun, wasn't it? He did a little like as he ran out. Now he celebrates on the turnbuckle. Hits him with that. He gets all manner of fireworks for beating a guy who's had not that many singles matches, but still. Yeah, he's full babyface now. He really is. His whole shtick right now is the most babyface thing going, which is good. This is a better babyface Bobby, not like last time with the sisters and all that nonsense. This is a better babyface Bobby. Crowd chanting for Bobby. See what he has to say. Says he had to see truly how powerful and scary Omos really was when he had that challenge. Says when he stepped into the ring, he had to ask himself, does he really want to do it? And then he knocked him on his backside and he knew it could be done. Says he's the strongest man he's ever been in the ring with. The most powerful, the most mean. He felt almost hopeless for a second. But he knew his one way to beat him was if he made a mistake. He says that's exactly what happened. Oh, and here he comes. Interrupted by the Irish sensation, Omos. Who again is wearing a jacket very similar to the one my dad used to wear. I can't get over that fact. Wearing the very tight jeans. Very tight jeans. He's got the vest on as well. Very Pat McAfee. But Pat McAfee had the decency not to have such tight jeans. Will we get the rematch I was just saying? It feels like this could be a rematch opportunity. If it's a rematch, I wouldn't put him past Omos getting the win, you know. And maybe that's why Bobby Lashley has such an ostentatious entrance. Omos screaming, I want my rematch. That was a fluke. Omos threw his jacket into the crowd without looking. I don't know whether WWE employees are going to come and grab that or not, but yeah. Oh, an MVP attacks him from behind. He attacks Bobby Lashley from behind. There we go. We've seen his new client now. We've figured it out. It's Omos, which probably makes sense. An MVP now going to town on Bobby Lashley. We said he doesn't really make sense in babyface Bobby Lashley's thing. But MVP screaming, you didn't need me. You didn't need me. And now he's just beating the crud out of Bobby Lashley. Omos lifts him up. Lifts him up and holds him up as MVP slaps him. And now Omos going after Robert Lashley. Big back elbow in the corner. Omos doing everything that MVP says right now. Makes sense. It's probably a good move for everyone involved to some extent. And then a big back elbow. Although that does mean that probably we're going to get a rematch and Omos wins. But positioning-wise, it at least makes sense for everyone involved. And now Lashley in the corner, held by Omos, and in comes MVP with a big boot. With the dress shoes. Omos lifts him up for that double choke slam, just slams him down on the mat. And then the arm is raised by MVP. Omos stands tall over Bobby Lashley with MVP by his side. Makes sense, right? Makes sense for everyone involved to some extent. It does mean we'll probably get a rematch of this at some point soon. If not at the next pay-per-view. Probably means Omos will also get the win, which is kind of something I don't want to see, to be honest. But that is probably something that will happen. It's a good thing to do. Omos can't really talk. Like, he's not at that stage yet. He cuts a promo, but it's not good. And MVP, since he's come back, has been really good at that stuff. Has been great at sort of a heel manager shtick. And I think this is a good combo. That's a good combo for Omos there. Whether I want to see him versus Lashley again, probably not. Especially if it means Omos winning, probably not. But I kind of want MVP to stay strong, but still. There we go. Omos and MVP are now a thing. MVP turns on Bobby Lashley. We get the full babyface turn for Bobby Lashley there, getting attacked by his heel manager, who is now with Omos. Scenes. We get a replay of what happened earlier tonight with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and we cut to backstage where Rhea stands alone. Liv appears and asks her what happened. She says she's spoken to the powers that be and they now have a tag team title match next week. Okay. All right. I guess we get the full turn next week. I would assume. That what happens there. Now we get a full thing next week. I don't know. Looks like they're delaying the... I guess. Weird, but okay. Fair enough. Wait, hang on. So, hang on. So they lost the tag team title match. They then lost the contenders match, which, if they won, would have given them a shot at the title. And then they just go and ask for a title match next week anyway, and they get it. What? Can someone please explain the logic to me? I don't understand. I'm very confused. Anyway, Clean Zelina and Carmella are on their way to the ring. Up next, we'll get them versus Shayna Baszler and Natalya. WWE, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I'm so confused. It makes no sense. Zelina. See, at least that makes a bit more sense to some extent. Although, again, Zelina and... I guess they're the two that will remain. I don't know. This makes more sense, but still. Zelina and Khan versus Nat and Basil and Maze. Decent enough match, to be fair. Not complaining. Makes more sense than what just happened. I'm so confused. But whatever. I guess we see the split next week in a full turn from Rhea or something. I don't know. Or we just get an amicable split and they go, do you know what? We can't win it. We've not won it several times. We just have to bun it off now. I don't know. There is no logic in WWE, at least in my estimation. You're not wrong. If there was any, it's certainly not on show right now. I'm so confused. Zelina and Carmella versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. I guess we're going to see a split here, maybe. Maybe that's why they didn't do it. They want to do another split here. I don't know. I feel like Natalya and Baszler have more legs on that tag team. Zelina and Carmella, I feel like, is probably done at this point. I feel like that's sort of just gone on for whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like there's much more to go with that. But I feel like at least with Natalya and Baszler, there's more to give from that tag team. So I assume they would win. That's my bet anyway. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Who's the main event tonight? We don't know. They haven't announced it, but we still have... we've got, an hour and 20 minutes to go. We know that we're going to get Roman Reigns' title celebration after his win against Brock Lesnar in the main event last night at WrestleMania. So I don't know whether that will end the show or not. I'm not sure. Edge will still probably make an appearance after he beat AJ Styles and his new stable. He's got a new team coming on, new stable thing happening, which looks pretty cool. So we'll probably get something with that. Finn Balor, the US champion, again, hasn't appeared yet, so potentially we'll see him. But the only thing we know is going to happen is the Roman Reigns will come out to talk about winning against Brock Lesnar. Whether that will be the main event or not, I'm not sure. I doubt it. I doubt it, but also at the same time, who knows? Who knows? Right, we're back. We are back, and it's Zelina and Carmella versus Natalya and Baszler. We're getting an advert for Prism by Panini, the trading card company. Somehow. We didn't get any graphics on the screen to denote that, but still. Carmella and Zelina are in the ring. And Zelina grabs the mic before Mike Rome goes to introduce him. Zelina says, before you introduce your opponents, let me get one thing straight, and then addresses Carmella. You wanted to split, it feels like it could be this. She says, you're the person who caused us to lose the titles, Carmella. Says you're so preoccupied with yourself, so preoccupied with a man who's an absolute fool for marrying you, which the crowd popped for, by the way, and we cut to Corey, who's just like, oh, and then says he is, however, a very handsome man. Corey Graves getting put over, and Carmella snatches the mic. Carmella says she was going to ask her to be one of the bridesmaids, but not anymore. And Carmella just absolutely blapped by Zelina. Zelina just slaps her up a storm. And now Carmella runs and jumps into the hands of Corey Graves to protect herself. And Zelina's gunning for her. Zelina hitting on Corey. We've seen it all. You put someone together, it's always going to happen, right? If you could interview any wrestler, past and present, who would it be? Probably William Regal. I got a chance to work with him last year on a video thing, and honestly, I was giddy. I was giddy, like sitting and talking to him, literally on a StreamYard call, me and William Regal, and I was trying to explain technology to him. Probably Regal. And Carmella, who's trying to be calmed down by Corey Graves, and now they are full-on macking it. They are snogging up a storm. And this is the least amount of cuts you've ever seen in a WWE show. They just held... Right, I'm gonna take this off the screen because it's just not happening. They held on a single shot of just them kissing and trying to calm down for at least 10-15 seconds there, which for WWE is unheard of. They can't usually go a second without cutting to another camera angle. That was insane. PG-18, I know, man. Wore the face off the fella. I know, it still went to town. But yeah, probably Regal. I love Regal. I worked with Regal, man. You put... Listen, I'm as surprised it happened as anyone else. A series I do... had a series I produced, I was a producer on, had celebrity guests on every week. It was like a live show that was like a ticketed comedy event thing, and they'd have a different celebrity guest on each week. And the comedian I was doing it with, he's friends with William Regal, because Regal's a big fan of comedy, because obviously Regal's done stand-up and stuff, and so he was a massive fan of his, and he was like, do you think I should ask William Regal to be on one week? And he doesn't know anything about wrestling, and I was like, oh yeah, you should probably ask him, because I'm like, come on. And yeah, so I got to work with Regal. Me and William had a big... He asked me to call him Darren, which was very exciting. We had a little conversation. I tried to explain technology to him and tried to get him to change his camera angle. Didn't really work, but there we go. What a moment in my life that was. But interview, probably him. I'd love to interview. It's who has good stories, who has good things to say. Regal, Triple H probably has great things to say, to be fair. Like, you've probably, like, the amount of stuff Triple H has done, like, in the business is insane. Do you know what I mean? I would love to interview Triple H, because you could talk to him about his career, about the NXT stuff, about behind the scenes stuff. There's so many different things you could ask him about. Probably Triple H would be a great shout. I'm going to keep up the good work. If you're about Thursday, let me know. Will do. Happy to do it. I'll message you about it in a sec. But probably, I'm almost certainly about, bro. We're getting a replay of what happened with the Austin Theory Austin Theory, Vince McMahon, Stone Cold, Pat McAfee bit from Mania. And they edit around Vince McMahon and his very good way of taking the stunner, let's say. They managed to edit around that. So, there you go, that's the thing. Yeah, it makes sense now why they didn't have two tag teams split up in a row on the same night. Makes a bit more sense. The way they've done it doesn't. You could have just held that off until next week, but hey, the way it's happened is the way it's happened. We cut to the backstage area and Austin Theory is surrounded by the Usos. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. They say he's looking a bit sad. They say, are you sad to the other Uso? He says no, because unlike some people, we got the dub. They're just running down Austin Theory. They're just running Theory down, saying they would be embarrassed if he was him. They almost believe the hype about him. It doesn't happen. He turns around and said it was a mistake. Seems like we're going to get Austin Theory versus Finn Balor tonight, as well as maybe Usos versus RK Bro potentially. Well, out come RK Bro now. VK, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Hope things are all good. Did you watch WrestleMania? Did you enjoy it? How are you? How are you? The Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro, are coming out now. Austin Theory saying Vince McMahon is never wrong and he's going to prove it tonight. He said he's going to, I assume, in a match with Finn Balor. We'll see. Or are we getting it in a big old match together? Because it's just been announced as a 6-man tag team match. We get RK Bro coming out first for a 6-man tag team match. So maybe are we getting RK Bro and Finn versus we're getting RK Bro and Finn Balor in a very random match against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, with Austin Theory. That's a thing apparently. That's a thing apparently. Who knows? Still don't get those weird, colourful doves. Still do not get those weird, colourful doves. RK Bro and Finn versus Usos and Theory. What a random matchup we've got going on here next on Monday Night Raw, but still, it's probably a bit small, isn't it? It's probably annoyingly small. Versus the Usos and Theory. What a random matchup. I'm fine with it, but what a random matchup. We are 2 hours into the show now, which is the point at which I will remind you, if you haven't already, to subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell notification because we've got plenty of stuff coming up. Like I said, I'm not entirely certain whether or not I'm going to do a stream on Wednesday yet. I might not, but I can tell you for certain I will be back for a watch along on Friday Night SmackDown. So make sure to hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on that or any of the other videos I've got going up in the meantime. If you like the video as well, make sure to hit that like button because it helps with the YouTube algorithm and gets more people to see it, basically. So I appreciate you if you do any of that. But hey, if you're just here to watch it, then I'm not exactly going to complain at all. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We've got a bunch of videos going up in the week, hopefully. I tried to make something last night. It didn't work. Fell asleep. That's the way these things go. But I do have at least one video a day is the aim this week. So we'll have one going up tomorrow. We'll have one going up Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. And then we'll have the watch along as well. So, you know, you're not going to want to miss stuff, I guess. Because it might be good. Might not. I can't promise you it'll be good. I hope it will be. But I would recommend you come and have a go. Judge for yourselves. Judge for yourselves. Judge for yourselves. Anyway, so we've got this weird 6-man tag coming up. RK Bro, the Raw Tag Team Champions, and US Champion Finn Balor against the Usos, the SmackDown Championships, and Austin Theory for some reason. Maybe this is setting up an Austin Theory versus Finn Balor for the United States thing. Maybe that's where we're going to go with Austin Theory winning the United States Championship. I guess that's where we're leading with this. I don't really understand, but I guess that's what the vibe is. How do I feel about it? I don't know which way this is going to go. I mean, it's the Usos, so you feel like the Usos should do it. Maybe Theory pins Balor to set up that match. I don't know. It's weird. This one's one of those ones where whoever loses, loses. It feels like whoever's going to lose this one is going to miss out on something. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But my vibe is probably Usos winning. Usos and Theory win. Theory getting a win back off Pat McAfee, off the Pat McAfee loss at Mania, probably. That's how I feel. I don't know, to be honest. I literally haven't the foggiest, but we'll see what happens. Ad break is over and we are back. Back with Monday Night Raw. Before that, we get the WrestleMania highlights once more. Just all of the random photos from the show. That shot of Cody, love that. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that earlier. When I was making the thumbnail for this video earlier, I saw that picture. I tried to use it for the thumbnail and I couldn't get it to work with the structure I wanted to make it with. So I used a different one. But that picture is excellent, to be fair. An excellent picture of Cody. I thought I could hear my washing machine going off there. It was very weird. Still to come tonight, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns will talk. But before that, we have his cousins and fellow bloodline members, the Usos, with Austin Theory against RK Bro and Balor. Yeah, the photographers at WWE don't miss, to be fair. They don't miss. They do very, very good stuff. And out comes the Prince, Finn Balor. He's hyped. He's ready. Look at that. He wants the Prince here. He's hyped about it. Oh. Look at the excitement. That bit's over and done with. Riddle has a belt with snaps. I hope that's a trend. Getting rid of that Velcro. Does he? I assume snaps. I don't know what I don't know what they are, but I'm assuming you're talking about like the weird like metal buckle things that just snap into place together. So you just click them in, as opposed to like you say a Velcro strap. Because if so, I think that's significantly better. Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. All right. I assume that was the case. Yeah, I way prefer them. Here is Finn Balor, US champion, hitting, you know, as is Orton with him. And then hits a, you know. Anyway, A-Town down, A-Town baby, it's Austin Theory, and here he comes. Here he comes. Hits a little. Velcro just makes them look like Happy Meal toys. Yeah. I get it. It's easier and cheaper, but at the same time, yeah. And then his tag team partners, the Usos. Day one-ish, baby. Another theme song I think would be disgraceful for them to change. Day one-ish. Dial them all up. Get it down like this. Okay. To be fair to them, one of probably the best tag teams of their generation. Like it's certainly one of the most successful. They're changed to being heels when the rebrand of SmackDown happened. That however many years ago that was now. What's it, 2016, something like that? Worked wonders for them. They've been so good since. Not that they were the bad before. They put on good enough matches before, but this is good. So here we go. 6-man tag team match. Raw tag team champions and US champion Finn Balor with RK Bro up against the SmackDown tag team champions, the Usos, and Vince McMahon's chosen one, Austin Theory. Balor going one-on-one with one of the Usos to start this one off. Is there an argument to be said, similarly to football, he didn't play at the weekend. He didn't have a match at the weekend, so maybe he comes into this fresher. You could also make the argument he hasn't come into it with as much form because again, didn't perform at the weekend. So now Finn Balor just stomping out the Uso, trying to make it work, but the distraction from Theory puts Jimmy Uso in a good position to strike. Nice sunset flip through, but rolls through, does Balor with a double drop kick low. Covers, 1 count. In comes Matt Riddle off a Finn Balor tag and instantly taking it to Jimmy Uso. Yeah, I can't figure out which way this one's going to go. My guess is Usos and Theory. My guess is Usos Theory, but I'm not sure. Setting up maybe Austin Theory versus Finn Balor. Now the heel team working well together now, just stomping Riddle in the corner, tagging in the next one, stomping on him in the corner, just keeping him in there. Austin Theory predictably getting distracted and doing stuff, and the crowd start chanting Seven Nation Army, which was of course the song that Pat McAfee came out to at WrestleMania, which was what a moment that was. We've just seen a graphic that said Edge is coming up soon as well on Raw, so we'll see that new thing going on, which I'm intrigued by. That seems very cool. I'm not gonna lie, that whole shtick looks very cool. I'm very here for the Edge stuff. But Matt Riddle fighting out from the corner now, knocks off everyone. Then could get Austin Theory, knocks him to the outside, jumps over the top rope, kicks him from the apron. Maybe Austin should go for a tag. He should have gone for a tag instead. Looked to go for the Acai springboard moonsault off the second ropes, but Austin Theory rips his foot out from underneath him, and we go straight to the ad break. Should have gone for the tag. Silly boy. Silly boy. Got a bit too ahead of himself. Former UFC champion, all that. I see it, but silly boy. Sucks a little bit that we didn't get an IC title match or a US title match at Mania. We're supposed to... There was that report like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, that Ricochet is now meant to be the number 2 babyface on SmackDown. And yet, since then, he's had disappointing losses, cheeky wins, and he didn't even appear at Mania. Which, it's just confusing to me. But, whatever. Who am I to judge? But, yeah, at least we're getting the US title in a big thing here tonight. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I suspect Austin Theory will be the next challenger, though. That feels like what this is building to. Muted myself while I started typing stuff because I'm aware of how loud my keyboard is at all times. How deafeningly loud it is. Still. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen with Roman. We've still got that to come in the last hour. Roman Reigns talking about what's going to happen with the belts, hopefully. I would like there to be another championship on Raw. I sort of don't want to see it be one title. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I kind of don't want it to be one title, because if it is Roman and Roman's still going to continue having this ridiculously long reign or whatever, I feel like it's just going to get a bit too much, especially if he's having to appear on both shows. It's just overexposure, and I kind of don't want that. I get from WWE's perspective why they would, but I don't want to see that. And to be honest with you, as good as his heel turn has been and everything's, all the work in it's been and everything else, it doesn't feel exactly like... maybe I'm wrong in saying this, but it certainly doesn't feel like there's been a significant amount of... I don't feel like many people have benefited from it apart from him. Like, I don't feel like many people have got over from facing Roman, you know? So maybe I'm wrong about that. I need to think about it a bit deeper. But I kind of don't want him to be the only champion, so I would like a second one. As much as I would like the idea of it giving more credence to the Intercontinental and US Championships, making them sort of de facto top belts, I don't have any faith in that. So I really hope there is some sort of either, I don't know if a vacating or what, I don't know what that would be. I would love to see it, but I don't know what that means. Well, I guess we'll find out later on tonight if anything of that happens. Always love the BT ad for Europe, but yeah, I know, it's great. It's a great set of adverts. Thursday nights for Europa nights is a banger. Also, just we're in it, so massive in it. Us and Barcelona next to each other. I said that before. It's just very exciting, isn't it? We're back after the ad break, regardless. Riddle trying to get back, trying to get a tag off Jey Uso, pulling him back. Oh, Jey Uso with a lovely neck breaker, like a sort of back suplex type throw up into the air, turns around, catches him in a lovely neck breaker type ting. Good stuff, keeps Riddle grounded. No tag as of yet. Jey Uso just blapping Balor off the apron there. And now Orton, he went for Orton, but Orton moves out of the way. He was arguing with him, and then a big drop kick. Big hit from Riddle, knocks the Uso down. Knocks Jey down, and now the crowd popping big for what could be Randy Orton and a hot tag. Double tag. In comes Jimmy Uso and Randy Orton. Big clothesline from Randy. Hits the second one, turns around, knocks Austin Theory off the turnbuckle. Off the tag position, and then a power slam on Jimmy Uso. Now Theory gets a tag while Randy goes for the draped DDT vintage Orton. He doesn't see it because Theory jumps in and gets the tag while he's looking the other way. And now Orton's looking for the RKO. He's building up for the RKO. And in comes Austin Theory with a beautiful roll through, jumping into a drop kick. Balor now tags himself in to come up against Theory. Quick Insiguri over the top rope. And now he's going up for the potential coup de grace moment. Just misses. Austin Theory rolls out and then lifts him up. Oh, A-Town down. Reversed. 1, 2. Oh, broken up by the Uso at the last minute. Nice reversal. This match has picked up significantly, and we get an RKO out of nowhere to one of the Usos. Big super kick stops the other one, and then Matt Riddle off the top goes flying. A huge drop kick to him as he comes flying through the air, but then Balor rolls through with a sling blade. Austin Theory now lifts up Balor. Down. 1, 2, 3. Austin Theory does indeed get the pin on Finn Balor. And they cut to a guy in the crowd just going, what a facial expression. Austin Theory does indeed get the win on Finn Balor, potentially setting up a championship match further down the line. An exciting second half of that match. All of a sudden, it felt like it was going through the motions a little bit up until the last minute where it just absolutely exploded. But Austin Theory bounces back after his loss against Pat McAfee at Mania and gets the win and celebrates with the Usos on the ramp after taking selfies with a downed Finn Balor as well as Randy Orton on the outside. There we go. Still to come tonight, Edge, as well as Roman Reigns. Edge will probably be accompanied by what seems to be his new tag team partner, new stablemate, an ally in Damian Priest. Just vibing to the theme song for WrestleMania. Is it the weekend? I think it's the weekend, this one. So, before we end, we cut back to Edge. Edge entrance. You think you know me, you never did. Edge, his new heel persona. He's got a suit on this time. Last night he had that incredible entrance with the new ring gear, the new entrance outfit, rising up through 2 rings of fire on a throne, and now he comes into a purple spotlight with a huge pair of wings on a Titantron with a sort of purple flames behind him, just flanking him on either side as he walks down to the ring. This is such a sick look. I cannot lie. My God. That's such a cool look, man. Sort of velvety suit feels like feels almost like he's sent from hell itself, a kind of devil's advocate type thing. Just such a sick entrance, such a cool look. The purple lights could give or take that. New theme, decent. Let me go to an ad break. We go to an ad break. Up next, Edge promo. How many selfies do you reckon Austin has? A lot. I reckon a heck of a lot. An ungodly amount would be my bet. An ungodly amount. He'd probably have to go through after every show and just delete some. Do you know what I mean? He's filling up that phone quick. We've all been there. You know? Maybe it's just me with my incredibly cheap phones who have basically no memory, but we've all been there. You know? There's only so many times you can take 5,000 selfies before you have to start deleting some, you know? Right, I'm going to run to the toilet quickly before we get Edge's promo because I'm intrigued what he's got to say. I'm not going to lie. Be. That look can say it puts you on edge. I respect that. It's just a cool look, man. It's a cool new look thing he's got going on right now. I'm loving it. And if this is a way, if he, I'd love Damian Priest to get over from it. Maybe someone else get involved in it as well. I think it's good. I'm here for it. We'll see. Also, it helps that Edge is at the forefront of it because Edge is just good. I've got 12 bites, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm just gonna tuck into a couple of these. I need it. Sorry about the rustling. It's probably very, very loud. I'm sorry about that. The Champions League adverts. Now, call me biased. The BT Sport Champions League adverts, not as good as the Europa League ones. I'm saying, just saying. I'm just saying. You know? I know, like, Champions League has more prestige, and so they've gone for a more prestigious vibe, but... Anyway, that's for the people who are watching on BT Sport amongst you, which is probably like... Looks probably like me and Josh, and that's it, but still. Thursday nights is Europa nights. There we go. Right, we are back. Hard agree. I am also biased, but yeah, come on. We can be biased, but we can also tell the truth. And we're telling the truth here. We are back with Edge in the middle of the ring. Purple light, spotlight on him. Microphone in hand. Hopefully the spotlight goes away. I don't know if I want to watch an entire promo like this, like Kane back in the day. Nope. Apparently not. We're just getting the spotlight. Edge says he's an honest man. He said that AJ Styles would face his judgment day, and he did. He says, for all of you, thinking is hard. Classic stuff. I don't want to talk football after Pat. No more football talk. I apologise. I apologise. We'll ignore it. He says, for too long, Damian Priest fought his inner self like Edge. He says, for too long, he tried to follow the rules like a sheep, just like him. And then the crowd... and then the crowd chant, we are sheep. Which Edge says, very telling, idiots. Then Edge demands everyone rise. He says, everyone rise for the man who respects his message. The man who will be the punishment for the guilty, Damian Priest. And out comes Damian Priest. Punishment Martinez, the punishment for the guilty. Punishment Martinez, the former. Damian Priest comes out. He's wearing a suit. He's wearing a suit. I like this. I like this. This is cool. I'm into this whole thing. I mean, Edge is very, very good, so that helps. But I'm into this whole thing. They shake hands in the middle of the ring. Laugh as they do it, because that's what you do in WWE. Shake hands, you go, it's because they're baddies. It's what you do when you're a baddie. Thankfully, the purple spotlight is gone now. We've got a red hue over the crowd and just a normal spotlight on the ring. Edge with the microphone. He said, what was it about what Edge said that took him to take his career back into his own hands? Damien says, it goes without saying how much Edge has meant to him for a long time. Says he was lost going into WrestleMania for weeks. I'm not sure what he was chanting. They were chanting something. They were chanting, we love something, but I'm not sure what it was. Damien smartly goes, you know, there was a time that would have bothered me. And Edge goes, not any more, losers, to the crowd. Damien said there was a long time where he tried to please the crowd. He tried to please everyone apart from himself. But then he heard Edge's message. He says he knows you were talking to AJ Styles, but it felt like he was talking directly to Damian Priest, to himself. Which is why he pledges his loyalty to Edge. I'm into this. It's a bit janky, don't get me wrong. This promo's a little bit janky, but I'm into it. I like this kind of evil cult type thing Edge could be doing. I'd love a third person in this. As much as I want like these two, I'd love another person in this. It says they passed judgment on AJ, and now they'll pass judgment on anyone who challenges Edge's message. Anyone who challenges their message. Referring, of course, to Damien. Oh. Edge says to AJ, he references AJ specifically. I know you're going to keep coming. I wanted the Pitbull and I got it. But the thing about Pitbull is they only know fight. They don't know flight. And you've got to understand that flight is the right thing to do here. Think about your family. Think about your children. And out comes AJ Styles. Storming down to the ring. Damian Priest steps out of the ring to confront him on the rampway. AJ goes to town on him. He starts beating him around and stuff. And chucks him over the barricade. And now Styles goes in for Edge, double leg takedown, and mounts him and starts just unloading. The zooming camera work is so... I hate it so much. I don't understand why they do it. It's so annoying. And Styles drives Edge into the ring post twice. Into the turnbuckles twice, and now AJ rolls out of the ring, picks up a steel chair, and now he's going straight into the ring. Oh, and he's got a second one. He maybe wants a concerto here. He's going for a second chair. 2 steel chairs are now in the ring. Edge is down on the floor. Styles places 1 chair underneath Edge's head, and Damian Priest out of nowhere takes out AJ. I hate the zooming camera work so much. It's so annoying. Have you ever seen that clip? You probably have, right? I saw it. It went around on social media. It went around on Twitter. But where, like, the camera guys are going, like after, like, every hit. And it's just like, please stop. Don't need it. Don't need it at all. Damian Priest after beating down Edge. Nice tag team finish there. We see it for the first time. Edge loading up for a spear. Damian Priest picks up AJ Styles, and as he stood there, unable to defend himself, an over-under Edge with the spear. Damian Priest with a sort of a low kick, a low spinning kick. And now AJ in position for yet another concerto. Edge picks up the second chair. First one is already under AJ's head. Damian Priest foot over. AJ looking to stop WWE referees. Jamie Noble comes out. Love that. Love Jamie Noble. What a man. J&J Security. Legends. Legends. Jamie Noble chant coming from the crowds because Jamie Noble's a legend. Edge throws the chair down, puts it away, and walks away. Daivari also there. And out they walk. Edge and Damian Priest walk away. We'll probably see AJ maybe try to find a tag team partner, go for it. I would love a third member in this stable. You know what I mean? I feel like I need a bit more from it. I'm liking it a lot. That was a little bit at times janky, that promo, especially like the sort of like, what made you think you like me kind of stuff. I get it, but it was a little bit janky. But overall, I really like that. I think that's got legs. I think that's got legs. I can't lie. We come back from WrestleMania promo and the Street Profits are on their way. Made the sweat of money hair, etc., etc. The Street Profits are here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Wrestle Beast. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Did you enjoy WrestleMania? What are you thinking of Monday Night Raw so far? Hope you're well. Haven't seen you around, I don't think, so good to see you. Tag team match scheduled for one fall. First people out. The Street Profits. You got to imagine it'll probably be Alpha Academy? Maybe? Yep, Alpha Academy. Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. You know, they were just Corey there just saying about the idea that we've been seeing a bit of edge from the Street Profits, and I feel like they are on the verge of maybe a heel turn potentially. Potentially, I don't know that for certain, but that is the next match. We go to an ad break with the Street Profits coming in. It'll be Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. There we go. It's been a little bit tidier. There we go. Can Cody get a chance for the WWE Championship? I think he does. We were talking about this earlier on, but I feel like he wouldn't have rejoined WWE without some sort of assurances that he would probably get a tag team championship match, right? That feels like it would be obvious, right? And I think I'm interested to see what happens with Roman. Will Roman just hold both? Will Roman just hold both championships, or will he vacate one of them and give Raw a championship back? Either way, I think Cody, he said in his promo earlier that he's going for the title. That's why he's here. He wants to win the championship for the Rhodes family, for his dad. So it's definitely going to happen at some point. But when that happens, it's got to be sooner rather than later. I feel like you maybe have a feud in the meantime. I don't know who. Is it Seth Rollins? You know, Josh was talking about it potentially being Seth Rollins. I think that makes sense. Seth came out and shook his hand, so maybe that's the end of it. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I think it'll be sooner rather than later. What do you think, WrestleBeast? Do you think Cody Rhodes is the next competitor for Roman? Who do you think that happens? How does that happen for you? Kai, good to see you. Hope you're well. Glenn, I agree the game was hard to watch. Tavares, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, also bad. I don't really know what happened, and I don't want to put Glenn in a situation to talk about Arsenal if it went poorly earlier. But at the same time, listen, Arsenal are doing bits right now. You know, Arsenal are, I think even if today went poorly for Arsenal are in a great position. Just to skip off wrestling for a split second, Arsenal are in a very good position to do something special this season. I think sticking with Arteta has worked out. I think all of a sudden you're starting to look really good. Arsenal starting to look really decent. There's a lot of good players. Like you've named some people there, like Odegaard, Smith Rowe. These are young players who are pretty flipping good. I think it could be a good season for Arsenal by the end of it. You know, I think it could be a good season. I'm not gonna lie. Can Dean return to WWE? I don't know. Do you think he ever would? I feel like Dean left on iffy-ish terms. Well, Dean obviously wanted to go and do his thing. And you see that now, right? In AEW, you see that in GCW where he's doing hardcore matches. He's doing everything he wants to do. He's going out there and just being the wrestler he wants to be. You know, he's got a kid now. You know, he's got responsibilities. There's an idea that maybe he would go back, and similarly, Cody's just had his kid. He's just gone back because maybe potentially because of that, earning a lot of money. Dean would earn a lot, but I don't know if Dean would ever go back. He could do, but he's out here doing New Japan. He's out here doing all these things he wants to do. He has all the freedom in the world. Would he go back? I don't know if he would at this point, especially how much he seemed to not enjoy it by the end. You know, if you've seen interviews with him after, I don't know. Maybe he would. Maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. I think Reigns will relinquish the WWE title and say something like the belt is beneath him and let Raw have the title belt back. Yeah, potentially. I want there to be another championship on Raw. I don't want there to just be one world title. As much as I like the idea of having unified belts and maybe just ending the brand split altogether, I think if we're going to keep this split roster thing, I don't want Roman to be overexposed being champion on both brands. I think there needs to be someone in that space. Be it be it Seth, be it Kevin Owens, be it Cody, be it Bobby Lashley. There's a lot of people who it could be, right? I feel like one of them has to do it, and it has been I think it's been a really good season for Arsenal. You know, I think it's like all of a sudden the building blocks for Arsenal are coming together. Here come the Alpha Academy. We're back from the ad break. The Alpha Academy are out and ready to wrestle. We're getting shoes. You love to see it. And then they attack the Street Profits from behind before the match can get underway, just attacking them from behind. Before the match gets fully underway, I'll remind you, if you haven't already, to subscribe, hit the bell notification, because we'll be doing a watch along for Friday Night SmackDown, potentially one for Dynamite on Wednesday. I'm not sure about that one yet, but plenty of videos in the meantime. So hit the bell notification while you're at there. Hit the subscribe button, because we're building a little something. If you want to get involved in building something from the start, this is where you do it, you know? Subscribe and like the video, because that will help other people find it. Both men attacking, and it looked like they're about to go. It looked like Chad Gable was about to go to town, but Adam Pearce comes out and stops it. Says, if all four of you... Oh. Oh. Says, if all four of you wanted to fight, then you should have just said... He says, referee, restart the match. No tags, no disqualification. It's a Texas Tornado match. And now all four men just unloading on each other. Can Kenny join WWE? Probably not, right? You would suspect not. I mean, maybe, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I doubt it. I think Kenny seems injured as well. Like, he's been working. Oh, Montez is going for a big fly. Montez does that corner dive, goes flying over the top. Tope con hilo, flying and taking down all three men on the outside. Brilliant stuff. I love that move so much. And that angle, the camera angle from the corner, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Kenny was reportedly working injured that entire time as well. Probably doesn't have many years left to wrestle, so I suspect he'll probably just end up being a producer for AEW for the rest of the time, which is, we'll see what happens with Kenny. We'll see what happens. I'm in favor of brand split. More talent gets more TV time if done right. I am as well. I don't want him to end the brand split. I think the only way I would want one champion is if they did end the brand split, but I don't think they should. And reportedly, I think reportedly, financially, it works really well for WWE to have their own brand split. It makes everything worth way more, but we'll see what happens. Dawkins going to town on Otis right now, while Montez Ford is getting manhandled by Chad Gable. Although a lovely reversal from Montez Ford on the German suplex, just lands on his feet. But Gable goes for a second time, and this time hooks him with a lovely fisherman suplex with the arc. Two count. And now Otis trying to maybe get Dawkins up, and Gable just attacks him from behind. We want table chants from the crowd. Like Kenny versus Roman 2-belt championship match next WrestleMania. The thing is, I would have loved to see Kenny Omega in WWE, just to see him on that gigantic stage. Be it against Roman, be it against whoever, just at WrestleMania would be incredible. I think it's just a little bit too late. I think he's too close to retirement to make it happen. I think, like, when you look at Cody's the right age to go back to WWE. He can come back for 3 to 5 years before he even comes close to retirement, earns loads of money, gets the title belt, everything else. I think for Kenny, it's just a little bit too late. He seems too injured. But we'll see what happens. I doubt it, though. Unfortunately. I would have loved to see him on that sort of level, but he's doing amazing things in AEW, so... And has done amazing things his entire career, so. Gable looking for a 2 count. And we go to an ad break. Alpha Academy in control of the match as we go to the ad break. A little cheeky 2 count there from Gable on Montez. We get an ad break before we come back. Of course, just still to come, we have the Roman Reigns celebration. He will come out and discuss the victory against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania last night. That'll be the last thing on the show, I suspect. But yeah, we'll get that probably after this match. I suspect we'll get the end of this match, and then Roman Reigns will come out and we'll have that. Will he be interrupted? Will he won't? Does anyone here think he'll be interrupted? I suspect not at this point. I think he'll just celebrate it, and then maybe on Friday Night SmackDown, we'll see who his next opponent will be. But we still have that to come after the end of this match. I can't see a situation where Kenny shows up in the Fed personally. Yeah, I think it's too late for him now. I think there was a moment before AEW where he was probably considering it. There was lots of rumors about him and potentially the Young Bucks going to WWE. Lots of rumors about there being contracts on the table for them when they were still doing bits in New Japan and Ring of Honor before All Elite Wrestling became a thing. But since then, I think it. I mean, as having said that, I didn't think Cody would go back, and obviously he has. It's just the difference is Cody's not as injured as Kenny is. You know, Kenny's entire championship run recently, he was apparently injured the entire time, and he's disappeared since that to really, well, basically to heal so he can stop being so injured. So I think at this point he probably won't. I think at this point his contract will come up before. I don't think he'll go to WWE unless he goes for one run in there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I would have loved him to see it like on a stage like WrestleMania. I think Wrestle Kingdom is one thing, and I would have loved to see him do that in America, just to have a huge match, just on a scale of in front of 70, 80,000 people. As big as Wrestle Kingdom is, it's not quite that big yet. I would have loved to see that, but it won't happen now. And he's doing incredible. Like I say, it's not like I'm not enjoying him in AEW. He's done incredibly well in AEW, done incredibly well in New Japan. Everything he's done, I've loved. So I'm not exactly sad. I just think it would have been cool to see once. But I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening at this point. Unfortunately. Is what it is, you know. Could have happened, might not, but still. Can't tell which way this match is going to go at all. Would it be Alpha Academy? Will it be Street Profits? I genuinely don't know. I don't know who needs to win here. Alpha, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like they're building to a Street Profits heel turn maybe at some point soon. I'm not sure when, but it feels like it might happen sooner rather than later. I don't know. We'll see. I apologise for the rustling. I'm eating chocolate. It's the way life goes sometimes, you know. Just shoving chocolate into my mouth. I'm hungry. It's 20 to 4 in the morning in the UK. I don't know what you're talking about. And we're back with the Texas Tornado match. Alpha Academy double overhead suplexes on the Street Profits from the Alpha Academy, and now both go up to the top. Gable hits a beautiful moonsault and a Vader bomb from Otis. 1, 2. 1, 2. A second 2 count. Both Street Profits kicking out 2. And Gable screaming to Otis to escalate the situation, and the fans get very excited when he goes underneath the ring, and out comes the table. Much to the enjoyment of the Texas crowd, out comes the table. Table chants now from the Texas crowd as Otis slides it into the ring. Chad Gable running things in the ring, just making sure both the Street Profits stay down. And now Otis making his way up to the top. This table is down. Dawkins being laid across it. Are we going to see a Vader bomb through the table? Otis is calling for it. Montez is getting up though. Oh, and Chad Gable goes flying over the top rope with Montez, and Dawkins gets up and throws Otis to the outside of the ring. Oh, and then Dawson with a big old tackle, big old pounce on Otis, goes into the bottom steps. And now Montez climbing up to the top ropes, just above where the table is set up. Chad Gable with him. Gable stops him and then moves the table maybe far enough to where it won't happen. Chad Gable lifting up Montez, maybe trying to look for some sort of superplex, maybe through the table. Montez stops him. Couple of shots from Chad Gable. Oh, Montez just with a huge backhand. Oh, Gable lands lovely. Lands incredibly off it. But now Montez is in a beautiful position. Gable. Frog splash through the table from Montez Ford. 1, 2, 3. It's over and the Street Profits get the win. Chad Gable up on the top. Hits a moonsault, lands on his feet when Montez pushes him off, but Dawkins comes flying in, hits him, puts him on the table, and then Montez on the top of the turnbuckle jumps through. Frog splash. 1, 2, 3 through the table. Through the table. Montez has such a nice frog splash, man. That guy just flies, doesn't he? Frog splash through the table. How he manages to get that sort of distance. He's going like halfway across the ring through a table. Beautiful stuff. And the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable hasn't moved since. He's stayed perfectly still since. The Alpha Academy going down to the Street Profits, who get a big win in the Texas Tornado match. About 15 minutes left of the show. We're probably going to get Roman Reigns, and that's it at this point. Left of the show. We are getting a replay of the what happened last night. So, good man, a good frog splash. You love to see a good frog splash, and that is a very good frog splash. He flies, and Bianca is his wife. What else do you need? Listen, they're a very athletic couple. They're a very athletic couple. A couple who train together, stay together. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're an incredibly athletic couple. I think in the end we counted, what was it, 5 spears from Roman Reigns it took? 5 spears, 5 Superman punches, and a hit over the head with the world, or actually with the Universal Championship, to finally fell the beast, Brock Lesnar. Brock hit an F5. You know, it almost came true. There was a moment there where it felt like it was coming true. It was one of your classic Brock Lesnar infinite finishing matches. But up next, we will get the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns addressing Raw after his title win. We'll get that after the ad break. 15-minute overrun is allowed by USA. Fair. I don't think we'll need it, right? I mean, come back from the ad break. Roman, 5-minute entrance. I don't know. I think we won't need it tonight, but I did see on the BT schedule that there was the 15-minute overrun sort of thing existing. So maybe. But out next is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns promo. Intrigued. Like I said, I'm really intrigued to see what happens with the belts. You know? Is he keeping all of them? Is he keeping both of them? Is one being vacated? Is one getting handed off? Is he putting one up and is he going to fight for both of them? Is he going to be on both brands? There's a lot of questions, no answers right now. I'm intrigued to find out the answers. Yeah, we'll get a long ass intro, a long ass entrance, because that's what Roman does now. He walks about as slow as the Undertaker. Walks his way to the ring. Maybe an ad break. And then, whatever happens. A new belt entirely. Ooh. Now we're talking, Josh. Now we're talking. Maybe. I'd like it. I've got a feeling he'll maybe hold the 2 belts for a bit. Or alternatively, just hold the Universal title. But I'd love a new belt. That'd be beautiful. Oh, you got me thinking now. As we get the Europa League advert again. It's Europa Nights. I mean, I'd love a new belt. I don't even know what I'd want it to look like, but I'd love a belt. I'd love a new belt. Let's go. I don't mind this belt. You know, the design, the blue. The red was worse, but blue. But I don't mind this belt design, but I'd be big into a new one personally. I'd be big into a new one. Give me a little cheeky new one. See what it says. See what it does. Got no clue what I'd want it to look like though. You've got me thinking now. I have got a feeling he'll carry both belts for a while though, at least. You know, it feels like something he would do, you know. The Undisputed Champion, you hold both the belts. It makes you seem like a bigger deal. I feel like we maybe keep both belts for a bit. But I want a new belt. Now you've said it, I can't stop thinking about it. I just want a new belt. I just want a new belt. Are we going to see it? Well, we're about to find out either way, I guess. We're about to find out either way, I guess. But I would be big into it. When we cut back, I'm going to be looking at the ring. Is there a plinth, some sort of stand on there, a belt to live on? Big gold I want, but I know we ain't getting that. Yeah. Oh, it is a beautiful gold. It is a beautiful belt, isn't it? AJ versus Damian Priest will be happening on Raw next week. First match announced for next week. AJ versus Damian Priest after the vicious assault by Damian Priest. Elsewhere, we'll also get a women's tag team championship match for some reason for Sasha Banks and Naomi defending against Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Don't quite understand why that was happening. Bit weird, that one, but we will get that. We will get that tag team championship match next week. Elsewhere, Veer is here, ladies and gentlemen. We will get Veer. Veer Mahan versus Raymond Mysterious will be live on Raw next week. His first match since arriving again. Since coming, he will be here. The intro, the announcement for the new WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him. Hit him with a one. Shout out Biff. Biff rules. The theme song hits. That CGI is dreadful. We'll say in a sec. But yeah, probably. If it's the one I think it is, then yeah. Yep. And then not good. Not good. I don't understand their obsession with this CGI thing, man. I really don't. I think sometimes it looks cool and sometimes like that it just looks naff. I don't understand it at all. Out comes Roman. Paul Heyman carrying both belts. The Usos, after their victory earlier on with Austin Theory, coming to the ring, flanking him with theirs. The head of the table wandering to the ring. Greatness on a different level. God mode. Forgot about the A, but we'll move on. And L. So really, it's Godel mode. It's Godel mode from Reigns, but there he is. Heyman hands him both championships. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship and the Universal Championship as he raises them above his head. And a huge amount of fireworks pop off behind him. Camera phones out for days. His arm clearly... he did make a little bit of a gesture with his arm there. There was a moment towards the end of the match last night where he was talking about his arm. He said it had popped out. He was shouting it at Paul Heyman. He was saying it's popped out while Paul Heyman gave him instructions, tried to G him up for the final victory. And when he held up both the championships last night, there was a hesitation on his left arm. The arm he said there was a problem with. There was a hesitation, like it hurt. And here's a little bit of one there again. As he walks down to the ring now, flanked by Paul Heyman with both the Usos holding up the World Championships with their Tag Team Championships around their waist. By reminding us, of course, there was controversy. The low blow, the title belt. It wasn't a clean victory from Roman Reigns whatsoever. There were two instances of rule breaking the low blow, and then the hit round the head with the title. However, he is still the champion. And Brock Lesnar, at this point, we don't know what's going to happen with Brock either. But Roman Reigns on the apron, Paul Heyman in the ring holding both championships. And up goes the finger. Uno. Numero uno. The ones. Ichiban. Stealing Suzuki's gimmick. Fuming. Now with both the title belts in hand once again in the middle of the ring. The rest of the bloodline and Paul Heyman joining him. And he lifts up the belts. He is selling the injury in his arm a little bit. Some winces. Some winces there. Kervin, good to see you. Hope you're well. Raw was a letdown. It wasn't as good as previous Raw after Manias, was it? Realistically, Raw after Mania, one of the best nights of the year a lot of the time. Last year's, me and Josh were talking about at the beginning, it wasn't great. This one, it's not hit on all levels. We have got some good stuff. The Cody promo was brilliant. Veer has finally come. We had that weird thing with Ezekiel / Elias. But overall, it's not been one of the better Raw after Manias. There's certainly that. But hey, maybe there's time for something else. Roman Reigns in the ring. At some point, he'll get the microphone and ask people to acknowledge him. But we'll see what happens. Roman chants from the crowd. It's a far cry from a couple of years ago, of course, when he beat Undertaker and he was booed out of the building. Said, "This is my yard now." He was meant to be a face at that point. Booed out of the building. This was with a smarky crowd, and yet now with the Europeans in chanting Roman, it's a mad switch up. Roman says he knows what the crowd wants. He knows why people are here. Oh, said we're going to switch things up. We won't get the acknowledge me. He asks Paul Heyman to explain the Bloodline success. Bit of a switch up today. The single longest reigning tag team champions in the history of SmackDown, the Usos. The largest box office receipts in the history of SummerSlam. Who was in the main event? Roman Reigns. The largest box office receipts in the history of Survivor Series. Who was in the main event? Roman Reigns. The first $1 billion grossing year in the history of sports entertainment. Who was on top as the main star all 365 days of the year? Roman Reigns. The single largest box office draw of the Royal Rumble. Who was on top? Roman Reigns. The largest crowds in the history of WrestleMania weekend. 58% increase on Peacock, and the largest grossing WrestleMania. Who was on top? Roman Reigns. The crowd are very into this. They're very into Roman. Paul Heyman and hands the microphone back, introducing him as the single biggest star in sports entertainment, the undisputed Roman Reigns. And the crowd are chanting for Roman. Again, we know what it's like. Raw after Mania, up is down, left is right, cats and dogs working together. It happens, but Roman is getting chanted for. Says, as a wise man once said, what's good for Roman Reigns is good for WWE. He says, with him at the head of the table, the billion-dollar deals, and he says it like this, are coming easy. Says he is the needle mover because he's constantly operating on God mode. It's a confident promo. It's a good promo from Roman Reigns, to be fair. He says he's a man of his word. He called his shot and he delivered. Says he was going to smash Brock Lesnar, and what did he do? And the crowd went smashed him, and he went smashed him. He says other men would hang their hat on this weekend, but that's not who he is. He never content. No, he didn't smash him. He didn't smash him. He smashed him. Yes. He said this Friday on SmackDown. There you go. We were right. He said next Friday on SmackDown, he'll let us know what the next step is. We predicted it. It was correct. He says, until then, Dallas, Texas, acknowledge him. And the crowd popped big for it. Fingers raised. For the one. The undisputed Roman Reigns. Good promo to end the show. Next, we will find out exactly what's next on Friday as the show goes to a close. And hey, if you want to watch that live, make sure to come back, subscribe, hit the bell notification, because we will be live doing a watch along on this very channel for it. But that is the end of Monday Night Raw. All right, decent enough Raw overall. Like I say, probably a bit, as Kervin said, maybe a bit of a letdown when you consider it in terms of it being the Raw after Mania. You usually like to see the huge surprises. You know, we got the NXT title match, which was a surprise. We weren't expecting that. We got Cody coming back. We got Veer finally coming. There was some good bits and pieces in there, but ultimately, maybe not as banger, as fun of a Raw after Mania, pardon me, as you're ever going to see. But still some good stuff. The Cody thing was brilliant. I would highly recommend, if you haven't seen it already, to go back and watch that. And yeah, we'll see what else happens. Friday on SmackDown. Like I say, we'll be back doing that here. I need some shut-eye 4 nights in a row going all the way to 6 a.m. You're not the only one, Glenn. I'm looking forward to it as well. Day of my birthday in US time. Love that. Love that. Love that. Well, happy birthday for Thursday. And I'm sure we'll say it again on Friday, but happy birthday for then as well. But yeah. Like the video if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure to subscribe. I tell you what, this weekend's been a big success. I wanted by the end of the weekend to get to 100. We've flown up to 110, so we're pushing and we're rocking and we're rolling at this point. And if people watch the WrestleMania ones, they know there's some trouble with that one. So in terms of sub numbers going up and down. So thank you very much, everyone, for getting involved. Thank you if you've watched it at all. I genuinely, really, really appreciate it. However, I will send you all now off. I'm off to bed because I'm very tired as well. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any future stuff. Hit the bell notification, like the video, and I will see you, if not on Wednesday for Dynamite, because I'm not sure about that one yet, definitely 100% for Friday night SmackDown. And what's going next with Roman Reigns? What's going next with the titles? Until then, end it by doing an acknowledge me. YouTube. Acknowledge me. You have to do it in the voice. You have to give it. You have to acknowledge me. You have to give it a thing. Give it a 110 for 110. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll speak to you all later. Bye.